Yeah, welcome to K9 Boxing. And Canelo Alvarez is delusional because he said that he won the fight against Dmitry Saturday night. And I don't know what fight he watched. You know what I mean? I don't know who was in his ear that told him he won a fight, but he's tripping. Yes, he is tripping. Hikey the mountain. First one in the chat. First one to post something, say something. You a leader. Hashtag dogs are us. And yes, we are in the building. Shout out to SB for tapping in yesterday, last night. And yes, Spiky R6, Canelo is embarrassing himself. Yes, he is. Because I understand you're a good fighter. And in today's world, Canelo is a great fighter. But just because you good or you great and you got people bowing down to you, don't mean that you are always right. And what God gave you eyes, you should be able to see that you lost. And ain't nothing wrong with it. I was having a conversation with SB, and at this time my energy level was down, so I could understand what the point she was making when she was saying that, listen, you got to give Canelo credit for going up in weight to fight Dmitry Bivol. She said Charlo wouldn't go up in weight to fight Dmitry Bivol. Benavidez ain't quick to want to go up in weight to fight a real light heavyweight, but Canelo was and did. And I said, you got a good point. So she said, I'm not saying that, Canelo didn't get his butt handed to him. I'm just saying, like, he took chances, and chances made champions. And I said, you know what? You do got a good point. I understand, because at that time on the live, I was charged up. I was rah-rah, like little K now, my son, who will be turning 2 years old. And you might hear him in the background, but don't let that bother y'all. He's amped up. He got that K9 energy. He got that Dmitry Bivol energy. Because Dmitry was throwing punches on top of punches on top of punches. He was throwing punches and bunches, knowing that if it was a close fight, it was a chance he can get robbed. That's right, because when Canelo fight or when he fought Floyd Mayweather, they had Canelo winning a fight, and he clearly lost probably every round. And in this fight against Dmitry Bivol, he clearly almost lost every round. I give him 3 rounds in a 12-round fight. So, Canelo is the cash cow, and he is boxing as of today. It's like they got the logo of Jerry West for the NBA. Right now, you can have a logo for boxing, Canelo Alvarez. That's right, the redhead Mexican, and that's different. Yeah, that's different. The Stardust Gamer said, "Hey, K9, Canelo and his whole team embarrassed himself." Also, yeah, we say also. This is Derek. I just changed my YouTube name. Okay, what up, Derek? Hey, go get him somewhere. Just let him do what he do, cause we don't need all this distraction. I'm on the live. Yeah, so yeah, salute my dog. Salute. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Derek, you done changed your name. See, Canelo should change his name to um Chances Made Champions, because he took a chance. Or Mr. Real. Be real with yourself. Tupac changed his name to Machiavelli, and some people still think he alive. You know what I mean? And that's another story, because the real Machiavelli, supposedly had faked his death. And man, what's next for Canelo? Canelo fought a bigger, stronger fighter who actually fought bigger and stronger one step too far. That's right. That's right. So I love it when, fans of the sport of boxing know what they're talking about. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing, and I got 2 straps that's not behind me at this point in time to really let you know that I know what I'm talking about. Dmitry Bivol's skill, defense, footwork, and ring generalship won that fight, not just his size. That's true. That's true too. But his size played a big part, because if he wasn't big enough to observe those punches he was getting hit with and be able to get some respect, because he wasn't punching hard, but just the size, of him and the weight that he has, he's a natural light heavyweight. That was the biggest key of the fight. It wasn't just the skills. If he had no weight behind his punches and what he was doing, Canelo would have stopped him. And I thought Canelo was gonna stop him. Real talk. Hey, Derek, we right here on YouTube too, man. Go ahead and support the channel by going to YouTube, so we can post you from YouTube. Zero Blitz, what up, my dog? Gold's Gym in the building. That's right. I'm at Gold's Gym on Sunday, so y'all tap in, holler at your boy, and show your man Zero Blitz. 100,000. You know what I mean? Blitz. We in this boy. Hey, bro, you gotta make sure y'all don't be hitting this right here. SB. This little boy down there, don't do that no more. He done hit the screen. Sorry about that, y'all. I made this mother fall. Get out of here, y'all. Stay out of here. They kids are the future, man, but some kids can mess some stuff up. See how he just bumped into the my son just bumped into the table and made this whole screen fall. Yeah, you gotta get him up out of here, because they are distracting me. So let me see. Let me see what my people are talking about. Black Tooth community, I believe Canelo has been exposed too many power shots than jabs. Boxers beat Canelo all day. That's true. Boxers do beat Canelo, but you better have some experience. And you better not be scared of him. Because if you're scared of Canelo, he gonna beat you. Most fighters that Mike Tyson fought, if y'all know, y'all tell the truth, he got in the ring with, they were scared to death of him before the fight even started. So he beat them mentally already. The fight was already won. Before the fight even started, it was already over with. Honest question. Anyone ever seen a red-haired Mexican? No, I haven't. I think that's that red meat he eating. I ain't never saw a red-haired Mexican. Maybe he dyed his hair. Or he just the red meat. I ain't never saw a red-haired Mexican. I have never. Have you ever? Never. Hey, but then again, I ain't never saw, well, I have, saw a black man with blue eyes. So anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's everywhere. All things are possible. And Adam and Eve, I don't know if they was black, white, or what, but if we all came from Adam and Eve, how do we have eyes as Chinese? How do we end up black, white, Mexican? But so with God, all things are possible. All things. And Saturday night was possible for Dmitry Bivol to shock the world. So far, Dmitry Bivol with the upset of the year, and I don't care what y'all got to say. He shocked the world. And even the people that said, that Dmitry was gonna win, they still was shocked because he still won. And we just guessing at this point. We guessing and we thinking that a certain person is gonna win. But hey, guess what? Dmitry did it. And we still talking about it to this day. We talking about that was 2 days ago? And we still talking about it. Now, what would have been even impressive, might have been far-fetched, is if Dmitry could have stopped Canelo. So now you beat this man, you want to really make a point, stop him. Take him out. Let him know, look, boy, you a little fella. You moving up in weight. You too small to be where you at. Hey, can y'all get this little kid out of here? Get this kid out this kitchen now. Yeah, the devil be busy, boy. It's hard to really stay focused when so much stuff going around you. Yeah, but man, Canelo needs a jab. Hey, Canelo needs a lot of stuff. Canelo needs some height. He's gonna be trying to move up in weight. He gonna need some height. Because when you that small and you throwing punches, just think about it. Fighting against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's 6'9". So when the shots is coming at him, from most fighters, they got to reach up to punch him, and he can see the shots coming. You know what I mean? And you can see the shots coming. It's a lot easier for you to be able to adjust to the shot coming up at you when it's taking a little time to get there. So, Canelo is most of the times is fighting against guys that's taller than him. So they can see the shots coming. So they can adjust, before the shot get there. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we see so a lot of you guys that's right here on Facebook, Oh, Ayala, what's up, Ayala? How you doing, brother? You might not know how to get on YouTube, but yeah, get on YouTube. We on YouTube. My man Ayala, your son still boxing? Yeah, y'all make sure y'all come to YouTube if you're on Facebook. The YouTube channel is called K and a number 9, not K-9, but K, a number 9, and boxing. This is what we got. Yeah, but I do agree Canelo need a lot of stuff. He can't do what he did before. That stuff is played out. And one thing about boxing, once the style is played out, it's played out. You can't go to that same style no more because fighters is not letting you do that no more. Once that fear factor that Mike Tyson had was gone, guess what? It got hard for him. So now you're not beating people just off your presence or before you actually get in the ring. You got to fight to beat these guys now. You hit them and they're hitting you back, and it's a different ball game. It is a different ball game. But you got to respect Canelo. That's right, Scott Satcher. Daryl Satcher in the building for taking the fight. Like SB said, hey, a lot of other fighters at 160, 168 ain't moving up in weight. They staying right where they at. And at you gotta see the truth is some of them staying in weight because they trying to clean out their division before they take chances to move up. Canelo basically kind of to a certain extent cleaned out his division before he moved up. Or what he did is he made a name for himself, and a lot of his fame came from fighting Floyd. Even though he lost, he won. Because whoever didn't know who Canelo was, who knew who Floyd was, when they saw the Floyd versus Canelo fight, they know who Canelo is now. And fighters have done that time and time and time again. You got to beat the man to beat the man. Just think about it. Oscar had to beat Chavez to be the man. Floyd had to beat Oscar to be the man. So, and Dmitry just beat Canelo. Now he the man. Call it what you call it. Say what you want to say. I'm just being real with you. Yeah, Ayala, boxing. Shout out to my dog Ayala. I ain't seen him in a minute. Glad you still here, bro. Because a lot of our peoples are not here anymore. Like my man's Jermaine, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Been knowing my man since the 90s, early probably 80s. And I don't know if COVID took him out. I don't know if not being in the greatest shape took him out, but he ain't here. So and we want our peoples to be here. And the only way you're gonna be here is through prayer, through love, through staying out the way, through grace. And we gotta stay in shape, man. We gotta eat right. We gotta stay prayed up. We gotta stay out the way. We gotta leave drugs alone. You know what I mean? You gotta leave that stuff alone. You gotta eat right. You gotta exercise. I don't care who you are. And you gotta drink your water. Because you get the kidney failures and all that kind of stuff, man, from not drinking enough water. And yes, I would love to see Dmitry Bivol in a fight between the winner between David Benavidez and David Lemieux. Well, I would love to see Canelo versus the winner between David Benavidez and David Lemieux. There's a lot of possibilities out here. And I forgot about David Benavidez fighting David Lemieux. But I think David Lemieux is past his prime. A lot of fighters take on the big fights, with guys who are exciting but are past their primes. Il Toro, what's up, champ? What's up, champ? My man's Toro and his boy. If they do the rematch, Canelo wins because corrupt judges. That's right. You got a good point. You got a great point, son. Like they say in New York. You got a great point, son. son. You hear me? You heard. Of course, we already know that's gonna happen. That Benavidez is gonna whoop him. So that's old news. You know what I mean? But anything can happen. Everybody thought Canelo was gonna whoop Benavidez, or everybody thought Canelo was gonna beat or whoop Bivol. And guess what? It was dissolved. The winner is, in this corner, we got Dmitry Bivol. Oh, yeah, definitely. Boy, y'all tell them boys, you know what I'm saying? We worked with me plenty of times before the belts, before the strap season. You hear me? My man Ayala, cut man, trainer, to jack of all trades. But you got to get your YouTube channel. You got to get your YouTube channel because this is where we at. We on YouTube at K9 Boxing. Yeah, my dog. You know, we support you and you got to support me. And make sure you hit the like button. That's another thing. See, if you're on Facebook, you can't push like. And we want you to push the like button. I appreciate everybody for tapping in last night. We had 6,000 people, over 6,000 people on the live last night. You know what I'm saying? Showing their support. Team K9 in the building. Uh-oh. Hashtag dogs are us. Hashtag dogs are us. I'm doing too much. Let's go. Slow down, champ. My man K9. Let me see what we talking about. I gotta see what man talking about. Jose Joyel said, my man K9 is Mexico. We are very clear that fight wasn't the best option for Canelo. Before Canelo reminds me Chavez De La Hoya. Yeah, that did. Yeah, but you know, De La Hoya, when he fought Chavez was way past his prime. And when Bivol fought Canelo Saturday, Canelo was still in his prime. So maybe that's the reason why Canelo wasn't beat all up. You know, Bivol won the fight, but it wasn't like he just destroyed or super with a cape dominated Canelo. I mean, he beat him, and it was dominating fashion because he won more rounds. But then, like, he just hurt Canelo, and like he just, you know, just did what he wanted to do against him. So, you know, he didn't just brutally dominate. You know what I mean? It depends on how you look at it, because just before the fact that I thought the Bivol would lose and Canelo would win, it was more impressive and very dominant just because of that alone. So, yeah, hey, everybody and their mama a Dmitry Bivol fan now. everybody, if you don't know who he is, you know who he is now, champ. Holla at your boy. And I was excited for him. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, let's go, champ. You kept hearing me scream one of my favorite words in boxing. Stop it! Let the beatings begin. Yeah, TK9 in the building. Let's go, champ. Hey, I don't think he win a rematch either, because, you know, if it was a rematch, the rematch should be, what, in September? Because Canelo likes to fight on the holidays that the Mexicans celebrate. And I don't think he have enough time to be able to adjust to Dmitry Bivol. Ain't like Dmitry Bivol he gonna become 60 years old overnight. So what will he be able to do to adjust to be able to make Bivol doubt himself? Because clearly he's very confident. And in the weigh-in, you saw how confident he was. He looked at that man like Bruce Lee, like, let's go, champ. Oh, we got my man Pete in the building. Yeah, Pete, that's my dog, boy. We've been dogs for a long time. Let's go, champ. Man, I still wish you would have got Canelo unification. That, I'm telling you, bro, it wouldn't be no Canelo if we would have fought. Because at the time that I was world champ, when I was promoted by Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya, they didn't want to fight me because I was too much of a high risk. And we can't say low reward, because if you're a champion and you fight against another champion, and you got to remember, I fought on the contender. So I had millions and millions of fans. You know, I'm real huge and probably got more fans over in United Kingdom and Germany than I do in America. That fight would have been big. It'd have been huge. You know, these fights are big and huge. What's up, homie? They big and huge off the promoters doing their job. And just think about it. Promoters ain't really got to do too much of a job now because we have social media. And with social media, promoters, really all they got to do now is just make a video here and there and put a little money up here and there. And that's it. Promoters, fighters should be getting paid. The money they're getting paid now because guess what? They're doing more than promotions. They calling out other fighters on social media. And if they got a social media presence, the fans going to be like, ooh, did you see what Shakur Stevenson said to Gervonta Davis? Did you see what Gervonta Davis said to Shakur? And now all they got to do is make the fight now. And all the promoters got to do is put the money up. And guess what? Now we got to fight. So the fighters are underpaid, not overpaid like Dana White just said. Dana White did a video and said that boxers are overpaid. How in the hell is boxers overpaid? What's going on and what's happening is UFC fighters are underpaid. You know, you get Conor McGregor, huge out here. You hear me? Huge out here. Got red hair like Canelo. And he made his most money versus Floyd Mayweather in a boxing ring. After that, after a boxing match, right? Not a UFC match, a boxing match. Let me rewind that. Not after a UFC match, after a boxing match, he signed with Hennessy. But the credit, the fan base, the notoriety, the check came from fighting Floyd Mayweather. So, you know, Dana White, man, need to shut up and go in his pockets because he sold the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, for $1 billion. So you got more than little money to be paying these fighters what they deserve. And that's why these UFC fighters are trying to get in the boxing ring because they know if they cross over, they can make money. And with the fan base they got, their fan base going to follow them so they can demand the kind of check they're supposed to be getting in the UFC from a promoter that's promoting boxing, if you know what I mean. Hey, SB, hey, look, Ari, if you want to talk, you got to talk in another room or something because I'm trying to stay focused on what I'm talking. Yeah, so. These fighters in the UFC are underpaid. And it's a shame. You know, Dana White should be locked up in jail for a couple of weeks. That'll humble him like, bro, you are robbing these fighters. You know, robbing somebody is a crime. You know, you go to jail for robbing somebody. That's a felony. And Dana White is committing a felony by robbing these UFC fighters. Let me rewind that. By robbing these UFC fighters, Dana White, I'm about to say Dana Canelo. Dana White, yes, that's right. Dana White is committing a felony and should be locked up at least for a couple of weeks. Like, bro, pay these boys, man. You robbing these fighters have families. And the crazy part about it, see, boxers, majority of the boxers, you take the boxers and UFC fighters and you put them up against each other, the boxer gonna know his worth. He gonna know more about the business of boxing and the long, rich history that we have. And they gonna say, give me my money. UFC fighter, average UFC fighter, you could go get a UFC fighter out of a bar and put some money in his face. You want to fight? Yeah, I'll fight anybody, dude. And go out there and get knocked out, hurt for pennies compared to a boxer. And it's crazy. And it's a bad look. It's not right. It's not right. Yeah, it's not right. And it's not right that Canelo Alvarez is discrediting Dmitry Bivol by saying he got robbed. Yeah, because he didn't get robbed. Anybody in the live chat think that Dmitry Bivol got a handout? Do anybody think that Canelo got robbed? Anybody on the chat? And be real. Yes, they are, Daryl. Real talk. I mean, yeah, it's a dirty game, man. Boxing been dirty. But the UFC fighter or the UFC fighters are being treated unfairly. And UFC is more dirtier than boxing. They fan base is off the chain. UFC fighters got more young fans than boxing. Boxing might have more older fans that support boxing. UFC have more younger fans that support UFC. But Jake Paul has brought a lot of eyeballs to the sport of boxing. And Jake Paul understands that if he gonna get in the sport, it's better for him to get in boxing than to get in UFC. Because you get in UFC, you mess around and get grabbed by one of them strong guys. They ain't gotta be that tough, but if they grab you and slam you, they ain't gotta have the same hands you got. And they can elbow you and just put you in a headlock and it's over. So he got a better chance at boxing to become, a fan favorite, to become a celebrity in the boxing game, not just a celebrity in the YouTube world, but to be looked at as a real fighter. He got a better chance of being a winner, and he knows that he can call out UFC fighters and then take it on the strength that they feel like he's not a real boxer, and at the strength of they know that if they cross over, they gonna get paid and not cheated, treated unfairly by Dana White, the Don King of the UFC. Unbelievable. And you thought that was over with. You thought when Don King faded away that, people in a combat sports will be treated fairly. The robbery will be over with. But still happening. And you got fighters that's paying their dues, that done built themselves to be where they at, robbing the games too. Like Floyd finna fight. Floyd finna fight an exhibition and make at least 20 million in a fight that is not even sanctioned. But how can you be mad at him? You get what you negotiate. And Floyd, with the best team in boxing, Al Heyman, gonna negotiate the right price. That's right. Floyd ain't sitting down at the table for no less than 10 million. So every time he put on a pair of gloves, he getting paid. And hey, I ain't mad at him. Even though he ain't my man's in them, it's been a lot of disrespect between Floyd and my team. So yeah, we ain't messing with that. Akeem the Great, what's up, champ? Canelo got beat up. Rewind that. Canelo got beat up. Yes, he did. He got beat up by every round. What is it? Man, listen. Unanimous decision. It was a UD. I don't know what's next for Dmitry Bivol. Maybe it's hopefully for him, because he deserves it, a rematch where this time he won't be getting a guaranteed, I think, 2-3 million. He will be getting guaranteed 5 to 10 million, because he's the 8. Well, he's still at the 8 side because he's the champ and he beat the 8 side. He beat the bigger name, so he should make a lot more money in a rematch. Now, just because Canelo said he gonna fight him in a rematch, don't mean he won't have a second opinion. I don't mean that he won't second himself and say, you know what? We don't know what Canelo gonna do. It's the big if. Do y'all remember when LeBron James, he said he gonna let y'all know who he gonna play with the next season, and they made it big. Canelo could do the same thing. He could say, July 1st. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do. He could put it on pay-per-view because people are so desperate, people are so hungry and want to know, what his next move gonna be. If he make it big, because he big, people will pay for it. You feel me? He could charge $29.99. People will pay for it. People don't value, something most of the times unless they paying for it. And that's how come when I train people, no disrespect to no fighter and the potentials they might have, but when I train people, I charge them because they won't value your worth unless you charge them. And at the same time, if you don't charge them and things don't go, as planned, they decide they want to move on, which they have a fair, they can do what they want to do. They can do what they want to do, just period. You can do what you want to do, period. But it's fair exchange. You got yours, they got theirs. I got paid for my service. I appreciate you. Do what's best for you, and it's all good. The fighters must be more prepared to handle his options to almost all the promoters only see his boxers as a racehorse. Well, hey, hey, you got a good point. But I mean, a fighter should make more than a promoter. If you go 10 years and you look back 10 years, 10 years ago, promoters were making way more than fighters. Now fighters done woke up, too many shots to the head. But now we sober. We ain't punch drunk. We waking up now. I done promoted a few of my fights. You know what I mean? When I fought Carlos Molina in Mexico, Cancun, Mexico, yeah, I was the lead. I was the B-side promoter. And even though I wasn't world champ, guess what? I promoted the fight. Got a check from ESPN. That's right. We collected check. And and you gotta, I don't see no time in the near future, in another year, 2 years from now, UFC fighters promoting the fights. You got one promoter promoting all the fights, and that's the reason why Dana White is making all the money. Look at Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is a promoter. When he fought Saturday night, he made about 3 checks: sponsorships, guaranteed purse fights, and pay-per-view. And he might have made more money somewhere else. And UFC fighters are not making money like that. They're not thinking outside the box like that. They just desperate or anxious, and they riding the wave of the success and the fan base that the MMA fighters and UFC have. And they deserve to be at least they deserve at least 2 checks. Not just 1, 2. And speaking of checks, my son can't check me. We about to find out in a minute if he still got it. What up, Barco? He must call Andretti Bird for 118, 110 props to before. There you go. So we got, like I say, everybody ain't crooked. Not everybody. It's a lot of people crooked. You got cats out here, man. You think that's your homeboy. You smoking a blunt with him. You know what I mean? And he passes it to you and he don't even hit it and let you go ahead, bro. I'm blow. And you got your blunt laced. So you can't trust everybody, man. You can't smoke with everybody, drink with everybody, talk to everybody. You can't let everybody know your next move, because your next move could be your last move. Women set men up, men set women up. Man, Canelo set himself up because he ain't had to take that fight. But you got to take your head off to him, because he definitely dared to be great. And chances make champions. And like I say, SB made a good point. SB was like, look, who else would have took that same chance? Charlo ain't trying to move up in weight. Only reason why he willing to move up in weight is to fight Canelo, because win, lose, or draw, he going to make $20 million guaranteed, most likely. You know what I mean? So that made a lot of sense. Benavidez, he ain't said he ain't moved up in weight. And he definitely got the frame to go fight light heavyweight, cruiserweight. But he ain't went up nowhere. He's staying right where he at and willing to go down to fight Charlo at a catchweight. So take your head off to Canelo. He's only 5'8", if that. That's willing to move up in weight to fight cruiserweights. He even said before the fight, it was kind of made me think that he wasn't all the way focused, that he was willing to fight the winner between Usyk and Anthony Joshua, or he was willing to fight Usyk if Usyk was the win. Now that takes cojones. The man got balls, bro. So you gotta take your head off to Canelo for that, man. And I'm not saying I gotta change your heart on the things I was saying, but I respect Canelo, a lot more than I did last night today. Kanye West, my man Westbrook say, I love Canelo and Bivol. When they announced this, I knew Bivol had it, just like when Errol fights Crawford. I'm taking Crawford. Now, I don't take Crawford. I'm taking Errol Spence. Now, I ain't mad at you for taking Crawford, but I'm rolling with Errol Spence, man. Anytime you almost lose your life and you come back, you know what I mean? You end up getting, you end up getting surgery, and you still go out there and you smash the number one contender Garcia. Then you go out there and you fight the man that retires, Manny Pacquiao and Ugas. Man, listen, he might have ended Ugas' career, just like he ended Manny Pacquiao's career. And so you go do something like that, off surgery, off almost losing your life. I got Errol Spence pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. Talk to me. What y'all think? Now, since Canelo just lost, and he was pound for pound best fighter in the world, according to everybody on YouTube, everybody in the world, other than some people do have or did have Terence Crawford #1. I'm rolling because I'm out the box with it. You feel me? I think the way I think, I've been thinking like this way a long time since I was a kid. I'm rolling with Errol Spence. Pound for pound, and that's best fighter in the world is Errol Spence. Errol Spence. The truth. I roll with the truth. Not a lie. Because to me, I mean, don't get me wrong. Who has more arsenal is Terence Crawford got more arsenal. He can do more things. You know what I mean? He can go from here to there. He can go back, forth, whatever you want to call it. He can do more. But he ain't got that straight, I'm going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And eventually, I'm going to wear you down and take you out. Errol Spence got that. Terence Crawford will start off sometimes orthodox, and then things don't go his way. He switch up to southpaw. So he got a plan B. Errol Spence plan A, I think, is more effective, is more dominant than Terence Crawford's plan B. Now, if they was to fight a year from now, and Russ was to kick in for Errol Spence, then I would give Terence Crawford a better chance. Now, I'm not saying it ain't a 50-50 fight. I'm just telling you my opinion and who I think will win right now. Errol Spence has more experience. Now, you give Terence Crawford a couple of fights, you know what I mean, against a couple of competitors that give him the experience that I believe he needs desperately to beat Errol Spence, like Keith Thurman, and then whoever else, another top competitor, since PBC got all the best welterweights, then I would go with, I ain't gonna say I'm going with, because I'm still stick with who I'm rolling with, Errol Spence. Then, you could say Terence Crawford got a better chance, because Terence Crawford is a great fighter, and skill wise, I would say he has better skill set, than Errol Spence. But I just think that Errol Spence can beat him. So maybe I would have to second thought or make my assumption or my opinion differently. I mean, it's hard to say, who the best pound for pound best fighter in the world is, because I think that Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford, but I don't think he has better skills than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford can do everything. I just think that Terence Crawford is too small, to be able to deal with Errol Spence. Errol Spence, both guys are big for their weight class, but I believe that Errol Spence is a lot bigger, and so he finally hired a nutritionist to make him or to help him gain weight appropriate the right way. So I'm just giving it to y'all. Spence has had his chance, bro. I don't know. He still got it. He still got it, champ. Fair enough. Yes, indeed. I believe so. I don't know how he thought he won that fight, though, bro. How in the heck did Canelo think he won that fight? I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just so used to everybody telling him, he #1. You know what I mean? Or, you Canelo, we love you, and it's kind of like they bowed down on Canelo. When you the cash cow, you making $30 million or $35 million a fight. Let me rewind that. When you making $35 million a fight, oh my goodness, you the man. You the man. So when you the man, people will kiss your butt. Come on, can you imagine how many butt kissers that Michael Jordan got? Huh? It's a lot of butt kissers out here, man. And because the money you got, they will kiss your butt. I ain't never been a butt kisser. You hear me? Never. I don't care how much money you got. We all sleep. We all spit, doodle, fart, all that stuff. The same. Nobody better than nobody. You might have a little more money than me. You might have more likes than me. You might have more followers than me. But that don't mean you're better than me, because you ain't. We ain't better than nobody. Nobody better than the next person. Yeah. But I'm not rolling with that. I'm saying EJ first, champ. Hey, RB, I'm rolling with you on that one, bro. I'm rolling with you on that one. You got it right. Better get it right. Get it right. Yeah, man, for real. Real talk. Spence all day. Danny, there you go, champ. You talking my talk all day. And we ain't mad at you. Hey, Kanye. Westbrook, I ain't mad at you. We all got opinions. And for anybody to want to dog somebody out because they got an opinion, as long as you have an opinion and is respectful with it, man, listen, you up there, you got free will. You believe what you want to believe, do what you want to do. And it's like hey, my man's right here, you know, IB say, pound for pound, we got Usyk. That's his opinion. We all got our own opinions. My opinion, I got Errol Spence. Yeah, but Porter was done. After that fight, this last fight, which I don't think it should have been a stoppage. I don't think that his daddy should have stopped it. You know, he knew he was about to go into broadcasting. He was going to be a commentator full time, and that was his last fight. So, hey, shout out to him, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I see we finally got our super chat going today. First super chat in what, 2 weeks? My man's Danny. Appreciate you, my bro. Y'all always can super chat. If you want a cash app, the cash app is $K9 Boxer. So appreciate Danny for the super chat. Hashtag dogs are us. You go get a bark or bite, and I'm gonna show you how to throw the overhand right in one of my next videos. Lonnie Beasley in the building. What's up, champ? Spence 100. Y'all hear him. 100 for Spence. That's right. And this is another world champion. Lonnie Beasley said Errol Spence would win easy. Easy work. So I'm rolling with another world champ like myself. That Lonnie Beasley said Errol Spence would win. Yes, indeed. I agree. All day long. Imagine a 3-fight trilogy. Woo, that would be fire. If they could do it back to back to back before they both get old, because they probably in their 30s. Ain't nobody gonna stay young forever. That would be a great trilogy. But I think one of the best trilogies we done had so far has been Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Let me rewind that. One of the best trilogies we done had so far has been Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Real talk, bro. Real talk. Man, Hagler Hearns should. Ooh, I would have loved to see Hagler Hearns in a trilogy or even in 2 fights. You know what I mean? But man, rest in peace to Marvin Hagler. Danny says that Errol Spence got the best jab in boxing. You know what? Not that many people got good jabs in boxing. I ain't saw a good jab since Ike Cortez. Who y'all know? What y'all know about Ike Cortez? Ike Cortez had a bazooka jab. They call him bazooka. Ike Cortez had a real good jab, and I don't see good jabs in boxing no more. I don't see nobody, with a good jab in boxing right now. Tyson Fury got a good jab. He got a long jab. He big boy. But I ain't saw a good jab in a minute. And once again, Danny, we appreciate you for the super chat. It's definitely going to the channel. All donations go to the channel. And make sure y'all hit the like button, bro. Hit the like button. We had 6,000 viewers last night, but only had, I think, 82 likes. Now, what in the world happened with that? I don't know. People were just tapping in. I guess they enjoyed the conversation. They forgot to hit the likes. So appreciate y'all if y'all hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button and the notifications. And Danny said it went just the way he thought it would go. I didn't think it was going to go there. I ain't going to lie. I thought Canelo was going to win. But I wasn't mad at the underdog for winning. I always roll with underdogs. I like underdogs. You feel me? I'm rolling with, and I hate to say it, Jermell Charlo. But I hope Castano win. I think he won the first fight. Definitely think he won the first fight. Oh, yeah. Kambosos, listen, Kambosos and Usyk are the two fighters that produced in the last, year and a half, the biggest upset in boxing. Kambosos and Usyk. And they both from overseas. Yeah. Hey, man, listen, Bivol can box a lot better than even I thought. I knew he could box, but he can box even better than I thought he could box. Yeah, he's very talented. Very, very, very talented. The man got skill. The boy got soul. He must be eating soul food. You hear me? He must be eating soul food. I want some soul food today. That man got soul. You hear me? Some greens. Oh man, just too much mucus and cheese. So I would want some macaroni. You know what I'm saying? So some dressing. He hit that boy with some yams. Oh man, he was hitting that boy with some beans, a little pie, apple pie, a little punch. You know what I mean? We drinking punch. Canelo drunk punch all night long Saturday. All night long. You hear me? For sure. And one thing about me too, man, I'm gonna interact with y'all, man. I ain't like that. I ain't too big for my britches. I wouldn't care if I had 1 million subscribers. I'm still trying to roll with the people I'm rolling with. And if you day ones, you know what I mean, we gonna be day ones. And that's just how I am, you know. It's just that it's hard to get to everybody when you got 1 million people. So don't be mad, you know what I mean? The early bird get the worms. That's why I appreciate y'all for tapping in early. Hashtag dogs are us. If y'all want to get this merch, y'all could DM me embroidery, you know what I mean? And y'all should see the back. Go to my Instagram, K9 Boxing. Y'all will love the back. They got Team K9 on it, embroidery with dogs on that, boy. You hear? And I'm in the middle, like this. Diesel, like, come here. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Yeah, he a beast, though. Hey, man, Bivol a beast, and he going to be hard to deal with. But I think he might want to, because of Styles made fights, I think he want to stay far away from him. Bitter beef is possible, because that boy don't stop punching, and he's a big light heavyweight. Yeah, a big light heavyweight. Oh, yeah, appreciate you, man. You know that for sure. And you know embroidery costs money, man. So, you know, we get the best of the best. We do good what we do. And, you know, top of the line. You know what I'm saying? When you got God, you're going to have the top of the line. The top of the line. I was trained by Emmanuel Stewart, the top of the line. I was trained at Crunk Gym, the top of the line. I'm married to SB, the top of the line. I'm rolling with the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Hashtag Jesus for life, the top of the line. Hey, hike in. Thank you for hiking with us, boy. Appreciate you. Make sure you hike with us tonight. We going back live again, 8 p.m. Eastern time. With yours truly, K9 Bundridge, NSB. And no, Canelo can't take it. You can give it, but you can't take it. And that's terrible. Because you got to be able to give it and take it. You got to be able to give it and take it. You feel me? Real talk. I'm good, Mark. Mark, I'm good, champ. What's happening with you? Holla at your boy. We over here on YouTube. We want you to come to us, come to our crew or our hood. The hood where we at, we on YouTube. So you can hit that like button. And when I go live, my dog, because a lot of times I don't go live with the connection of Facebook and YouTube together. I go live on YouTube majority of times, sometimes without Facebook. And so you can know that I'm live on YouTube when I'm on YouTube only. It's K9, no dash in the K after the 9 or before the 9. It's K9 Boxing. Prayers up, my dog. Y'all stay in prayer, stay out the way, man. When the summertime get here, cats be losing their mind. Cats just, man, they act like, especially in Detroit, you know, because you go through a whole winter. So you like, just got to be, you know, just can't stand it, can't handle it, can't go outside like you used to. When they get hot, oh, man, you lose your mind. It's like a cat getting out of jail for the first time. Like, I can't believe it. Free at last. Like my man Martin Luther King said. Free at last. Thank God Almighty I'm free at last. And next thing you know, they dead or in jail. Because they done lost their mind. You know, like the slaves, man. They got free, man, and boy, oh boy, it's like when Jesus, you know, saying freed us, God freed us from in Egypt. You know what I mean? When Pharaoh had us as slaves, they lost their mind. They started doing everything under the sun. But that's another story. Got to have my brother on here. He a preacher, Lil Joe, and we can go from there. Big Mark, you on YouTube now? Yeah. Did you come from Facebook? Because we don't know. We don't know. Kanye Westbrook. Speaking of Westbrook, we talk basketball too. And basketball, to be honest with you, is my favorite sport. I think I might have been better at basketball than actually boxing. But only being 5'8", 5'9", I couldn't be a beast or a dog in basketball. So I said, let me be like my man's Mike Tyson and destroy these boys in a boxing ring. So I got with boxing, stuck to boxing, and won 2 world titles, and became the oldest world champion during middleweight history. And y'all see when I go live, I always had the belts in the background. I let y'all know I still got it. Once a champ, always a champ. So don't think that when you lose your title as the current world champ that you lose your belt, because you don't. That's how come I did a video. And one of the best videos I did on my YouTube channel is once a champ, always a champ. And please go take a look at that because that video is fire. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah, man. When I saw Jared Anderson sparring one of my homeboys in Detroit at a gym called World Best, shout out to my dog, Coach Jay at World Best. Man, listen, Jared Anderson is a beast, man. He was, even though my man was, you know, getting ready for a fight, Jared Anderson, I don't think was. Rydell Booker, man, Jared Anderson was doing things that I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? This guy a beast. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hopefully we can get Jared Anderson to go live, you know, because we done had a few people go live on K9 Boxing, you know, from, you know, Bob Arum to Demetrius Andrade, you know what I mean? You know, some of the best fighters and promoters and trainers, you know, we done had on this boy, you know. Some of everybody from Tommy Hearns to whoever. So y'all representing and y'all supporting a real boxing channel, a real boxer, a real professional, not somebody that's thinking about boxing that could just go off the head and know what I'm talking about. I've been in this game, and yes, it's a game. If I say it's a game, it's a game. And you can play boxing to a certain extent. For sure. And I would not have been no Dennis Rodman, Kanye West, because Dennis Rodman ain't got no jump shot. But then crazily, he used to hit 3-pointers here and there, you know, but couldn't hit. He couldn't hit. He didn't do good. He didn't do good at the free throw line. And yeah, boy, I'm telling you, Anderson, yes, he is the future of the heavyweight division. He gonna make a lot of money. And word on the streets is he was giving it to Tyson Fury. So yeah, y'all gotta, man, listen, y'all gotta give that man his props. The boy a beast. Jared Anderson. Dmitry is smart though, Edwin. And if you're new to the channel, Edwin, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. All you gotta do is hit the red button, say subscribe, and hit the notifications. We up in this, boy. You hear me? SB, what's up, SB? Everybody say, where SB at? Where the champ at? Where the champ? Man, I would stay, listen, Big Mark. I would stay away from Bernie B. That boy strong. That boy, man, he look like a heavyweight. He don't look like no light heavyweight. But Bivol looked like a heavyweight. You know what I mean? And he just was too big, you know, for Canelo. I think if he was 168, Canelo probably would have beat him. But at 175, 7-8 pound difference is big in boxing. You take a fighter that fights at 106 and put him in the ring with somebody that's 126, you're gonna see a big difference. You gotta remember that guy that's fighting at 126 walk around probably 140, 150. So yeah, size do matter. Yes, it do. So if you're moving up in weight, you better pick somebody who can't punch. You know what I mean? You better pick somebody who's slower, or you better pick the weakest of the links to go up and wait. Because if you don't, it can come back to haunt you. Yeah, but I mean, that's just after the day of the weigh-in. He probably came in the ring. Well, he probably was 183. By the time he got in the ring, he probably was 190. You know, remember he weighed in at 175. You know, I used to weigh in at 154. The day of the fight, I would be in the ring at 174, 173, 180 sometimes. Of course he hydrated and ate good. You know, why wouldn't you? You better. You better, champ. You better. For sure. And that's why I say, man, you come to K9 boxing, you're going to learn things that you wouldn't know about boxing from you know, this channel, because I lived it. I dreamed it. I like it. I love it. I did it. And will continue to do it. You know what I mean? Until I'm almost 50. So my best days are behind me, but I still got a little bit left. You know, guys like Mike Tyson who's still stepping in the ring, you know what I mean, are pushing me to want to continue. Yes, and you know, and then the money on top of that is unbelievable. You know, these boxers are making basketball contracts, money for one fight. He definitely a beast. Yes, and it's crazy for me to be called coach because I'm so used to being called the fighter. I don't know if y'all saw the movie The Fighter, but I'm used to being called the fighter and not the coach. But hey, I'm Coach K. And you know, Coach K, I think, was coach for Kentucky. I'm Coach K too, from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, family out here enjoying the sun. They're out there hooping and all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all, man. What's next for Canelo?
Triple G.
Uh-oh, SB said Triple G. SB said Triple G. Get on this boy for about 5-10 minutes. They want to hear your voice because SB no boxing. SB got game. Make me think. Not everybody can make me think when it comes to boxing. I got more knowledge than, you know, I don't forget about more boxing than a lot of people get. I would go Triple G. I'll say, let me go ahead and go Triple G. And probably, hey, that was real disrespectful, SB. You couldn't let me know you was going to put that on. I would definitely go Triple G and hope that Bivol lose to somebody and then go fight the guy that beat Bivol if he ain't too strong. That'd be the route I would go, because Canelo is an opportunist, and being an opportunist, say forget the Bivol fight, because I think the same thing gonna happen, if not worse, that Canelo will lose. So why go fight Bivol in a rematch right away when you can go fight somebody that you probably got a better chance at beating, and then go back to the scene of the crime? How about that? But I'm still tripping off the fact that Canelo feel like he lost. Like, did anybody think Canelo lost? You know, other than somebody that's just a flat-out Canelo fan or that betted that Canelo will win. Do anybody else think that Canelo lost? Because a blind man, figure of speech, because I'm not blazing blind men. I wouldn't want to be blind. And I pray for anybody that was born blind or that's blind now, that, you know, they have a very happy life, because without my eyes, I will not be happy. You know what I mean? And for you to be happy and with disabilities like that, man, God is good. God is good. Big Mark, which fight are you most looking forward to seeing? I'm most looking forward to seeing. Hopefully it happens. What everybody want to see. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. That's what I want to see. That's what most fighters, not even, that's right, most fighters and most fans want to see that fight. That fight is the Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather. That's the fight everybody wanted to see and finally got it when it was too late, but they benefited from it. That's the fight that everybody want to see. They want to see Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. See, I'm trying to read everybody's comments. That's like coming to storm me off a little bit. I'm trying to, multitask. And one way of multitask, I'm gonna give you a good secret. And I don't give away secrets all the time, but one way to multitask real good is get you a good positive book and go walk and read. Because you're doing two things at one time, and it's very good for the brain. So take my advice, go walk and read. But make sure if you're walking and reading, it's something positive. Because you don't want nothing evil to get in your spirit without your permission. So go walk and read. That would be a good one too, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tank versus Rolly. I can't wait to see that fight because it's beef there. Now, if Rolly goes to decision, it's a close fight. They might give it to Rolly because Floyd is mad at Tank Davis because Tank Davis is about to leave. Free at last. Free at last. Thank Lord God Almighty, I'm free at last. K9 Bundridge. Even though you spelled it wrong, you got K9 right. But most people get that right. But Bundridge is B as in boy, U-N. Bun. You gotta get the bun right. The bun. Then D-R as in drive. And A-G-E as in how old you are. But I don't understand and I know what you're talking about. W.S. Split Wiggity. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit the like button. And hit the subscribe button. If you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the notifications. Hit the bell, boy. Hit the bell. I had it 9-3-2. We were watching the same fight. That fight was 9-3 all day in favor of Canelo. Sorry about that. In favor of Dmitry Bivol. See, y'all got me tripping because all I see is Canelo. And people are mad, man, And that's why you don't bet. I don't bet, bro. If I'm a so-called bet, we'll bet dinner or lunch, something I can afford and not get mad. I don't mind because I can fellowship. If I buy you dinner, we go out to dinner, that's fellowship. I ain't losing that. I'm giving back. But when you bet 100,000, 10,000, 20,000, something you can't afford, and you lose, because I don't know who likes to lose. I don't know nobody that wants to lose. I don't know no fighter that went in the ring and said, I want to lose. No, everybody wants to win. Even if you scared, scared of the person you about to fight, they still want to win. They just was scared of Mike Tyson. So when a punch came, and even if they missed, or even if he missed, they failed. And the fight was over with. But they still won because they got paid. But if they got in the ring and Mike Tyson was doing something different and they felt they could beat Mike Tyson, and shout out to Will Smith with the video, I think I could beat Mike Tyson, guess what? They was going to go try to get it. They was going to go try to get Mike Tyson if he showed vulnerability that he could be beat. Nobody wants to lose. Satan done but wanted to win. But you're going against the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You're not winning. Nobody wants to win. God for me, who could be against me? Yeah. Did you see that fight against me against Corey Spinks? Go check that out, man. That's classic. That's classic. You watching what you say? Watching the night, and I remember when you knocked out of Corey Spinks, and he deserved it. He playing boxing. I heard he would be up in the club off the lean, a week before or a couple of days before the fight, he all up in the club. He had a strip club. Somebody told me the boy was in a strip club, like he had just won a fight. And I hate when guys come in the ring dancing and dugging and all that, like they don't already won a fight. And when they get knocked out, I'll be the first one laughing because to me, they're not focused and they're not taking boxing serious. I would never. Now, even though I did it in the beginning of my career, came in the ring dancing and stuff, I would never do that now because it's, hey, I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to win a fight. A bum can show up on any given Friday or Saturday, whenever the fight is strong, and whoop your butt. You just never know when he might. I want this. I'm doing it for my family. I fought against a so-called bum because, to a certain extent, it's disrespect to call another fighter a bum. But I fought against a fighter with a record, and I'm not happy to say it, A record of 4 wins and 25 losses. Let me rewind that. I fought against a fighter with 4 wins and 25 losses and almost lost. Because guess what? He came to show up and try to show out. And styles make fights because he was 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", and I'm only 5'8". So that was bad pickings, like it was bad pickings. Canelo picking Dmitry Bivol as an opponent, and it messed up some of his money. Not a lot, because Canelo still has a big name, and Canelo in the sport of boxing is one of the very few fighters that can lose a boxing match and still demand the same amount of money he got paid for in a fight that he had before the loss. Canelo is one of the very few. Anthony Joshua was another fighter that can lose and still demand the same amount of money that he got the fight before he fought. Now, as good and as great as Floyd Mayweather is and was, he could not demand the same amount of money if he lost one fight. He couldn't do that because people will be so happy. Like, I told you he was a bum. They would be so happy that he lost because he talked a little too much. He like Pac-Man and his boy, I'll make it rain, but he sold his brand off talking, but at the same time off winning. But, hey, don't bark if you can't bite. No, that's always been my slogan. Don't bark if you can't bite. Always been my slogan. Always. Now, I appreciate everybody in the chat. You hear me? Tell your friend to tell a friend that K9 Boxing, the oldest world champion in German weight boxing history, is on this boy live. That's right. Y'all see me live. Throwing uppercuts and hooks and right hooks and giving y'all knowledge for free. I made $5 today. That's it. And I've been on this boy over an hour. But at the end of the day, you got to give back. We all we got. You never know. He could KO Canelo the next time. Who knows? Canelo need to work on his skills. Whenever you can just be a bully and you ain't got to work on, your skills, and people are scared of you, and you don't have to adjust or adapt, then you can do that until somebody forces you to do something different. And Dmitry Bivol has forced Canelo to do something different. Now Canelo has to go back to the drawing board and work on his skills. That's something Mike Tyson has never had to do. Mike Tyson always gonna be Mike Tyson. Bobbing and weaving, coming with hooks, uppercuts, lefts, all that, hit you low, bite your ear off. Mike Tyson just a bully. He never really worked to meet on his skills. Don't get me wrong. You do have to have skills. It still takes skills to knock guys out. You know what I mean? But he never had to work on throwing jabs, 1,000 jabs around. He never had to work at a different certain skill set to be who he is, or be who he was. His whole thing was fear. He put fears in fighters that he fought. So he beat a lot of guys off fear. When that fear was gone, so was all the W's, back to back to back. And he started losing. So fear is what got Mike Tyson to where he was at and where he is today. And Mike Tyson is nowhere near, even though you see some of his videos and you say, man, Mike Tyson looked better than he did when he was younger, or he looked the same Mike Tyson. Anybody can look good on pads. Anybody, you know what I mean? My 1-year-old can look good on pads. You know what I mean? Anybody can look good on pads. Anybody. And I would definitely avoid the rematch. Red Stratford, I would definitely avoid the rematch. Hey, Matthew, we over here on YouTube, bro. Go to my YouTube channel, K9 Boxing, and tap in. And don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, I would definitely avoid the rematch. Big Mark, you still on this boy. You hear me? You still on this boy. Boy, you hear me? Man, let's talk that talk. What fight y'all want to see the most? Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence? We might never see that fight. Because Errol Spence said, listen, if Terence Crawford don't fight him, he moving up in weight. And he said he want to fight against Canelo. Now, that fight would be intriguing now that Canelo just lost. Errol Spence versus Canelo Alvarez would be a lot intriguing now that Canelo lost his last fight. Guess what might happen? I'm saying it right here live on K9 Boxing YouTube channel. The next fight Canelo might take and it might be a shocker to everybody, Canelo Alvarez versus Errol Spence in September might be the fight that might happen. Now, if I'm right, y'all better super chat me. Say, K9, we're going to give you 99 cents. Since your boxing last name is 9, we're gonna make another 9 with that 9 and say K9 Bundridge. He go 99 cents. You ain't got to give me nothing. Just say, K9, you was right. I appreciate that. I'm right. If Canelo will ask a rematch, then more punches he could get for sure. He isn't matched against Bivol. Yeah, he's not matched against Bivol, man. Listen, he too little. They got weight classes for a reason. He's just too little. Call it what you call it. But I think he loses again. His stock will go down. I don't know, man. He got red hair. How many red-haired Mexicans do you know? You know what I mean? He different. And when you different, you different. And people support him. Like when you done paid your dues and you got a certain fan base that's watching you, they're going to keep watching you. If I'm on YouTube and I got 100 million subscribers on YouTube, just because I might have a bad day on YouTube or in life, don't mean that I'm going to lose my followers. When I go live, I'm going to still average millions of subscribers or millions of viewers that watch what I say and what I do. Once a fan, majority of the times, always a fan. But they're going to be a fan at what you do. As a fighter, Canelo going to continue to have fans as a fighter. You know, as a YouTuber, Jake Paul going to still have fans as a YouTuber. But now he's gaining fans in a boxing ring. And, you know, some people think that Jake Paul could actually beat Canelo. Not a lot of people. Majority of people that think that Jake Paul can beat Canelo are not true boxing fans. You cannot be a true boxing fan if you think that Jake Paul can beat Canelo Alvarez. I mean, but you got some people that don't know boxing. That's why you got to do your homework. That's why it's very important that you hit the like button so people can go. And when they pull up boxing and they pull up Canelo Alvarez, feel like that he beat Dmitry Bivol, they can see my channel and they can see the belts that I got on a lot of my watch parties and see that this is a world champion talking boxing. And they can subscribe to my channel and get the real information, the behind the scene messages and things that's going on, because I got a lot of things that's going on behind closed doors, promoters I can call and you know, and give you information before it hits boxingscene.com and Fight Hype. I know stuff that's going on before it's actually going on in the public's eye. So yeah, you would definitely do yourself a lot of justice to subscribe to my channel if you like boxing. If you're in love with the sweet science, you can definitely subscribe to the channel K9 Boxing, and you can hit the like button and show support and hit the notifications, because when we go live, we own this boy, all of us. And one thing about me, I'm not stubborn. I'm not selfish. I really appreciate anybody that support Team K9. You know what I mean? And that's why if I see you saying something, I'm posting it if it makes sense. Even if you don't super chat. And if you super chat, I'm really going to post it because you really want me, you know what I mean, to let everybody know what you're talking about. What you talking about, Willis? You already know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's just real talk. But, yeah, I appreciate everybody on this board. You hear me? He never said he was robbed. He said he thought he won. I don't know. Somebody told me that he felt like he was robbed. You got to go look at all the little social media, and because he said that he actually felt like he won a fight, and then he said he was robbed. I mean, it's, you know, it's a whole nother day. It's a whole nother day. And yeah, that payday could be ruined. We don't know what Canelo gonna do. Only Canelo know what he gonna do. That's why it's so important to be a boss. You know what I mean? And what you do. Because when you the boss, or you your own boss, guess what? You make your own calls. Ain't nobody in the UFC that's fighting in the UFC a boss. And that's why they get paid pennies. Compared to a boxer, because, you know, making millions, making hundreds of thousands of dollars in one day is still a lot of money. But compared to a boxer, MMA fighters are getting crumbs. And it's a shame, man, because they worth so much more. Especially when you got a fan base, you got millions of followers on Twitter, you got millions of followers on social media, period, Instagram, TikTok, and you ain't getting more money than a boxer. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense because a lot of people want to compare boxing to UFC. And you can compare it to a certain extent because it's both combat. But if you're going to compare it, you got to compare the money too. And, you know, you got the biggest paycheck that any UFC fighter has ever got was probably $3 million. I would say 5 at the most. The biggest paycheck that a boxer has ever gotten in one day, in one night, is $400 million. So you go $4 million, $5 million. It don't add up. And I don't care if it was Floyd Mayweather. I don't care if it's Muhammad Ali. Your life is on the line when you step in that ring, in that four-corner circle, whether it's UFC or boxing. And you get what you negotiate. And, you know, Dana White got UFC fighters in the headlock like this. They struggling to get that paycheck that they deserve. But that's why a lot of boxers that's not getting the paychecks that they deserve cross over to UFC too. To think about it, Amanda Serrano, she got in the cage. She did UFC because she wasn't making the money that she was making in boxing, so she crossed over. She switched over. The same as Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields wasn't getting the same amount of money she getting now that she did in boxing, so she crossed over for the fan base and for the check. But now, especially since Katie Taylor defeated Amanda Serrano, in which I believe was somewhat a robbery, because Amanda Serrano fought in her hometown, which was a good fight, that both girls got over $1 million. Let me rewind that. Since both girls got over $1 million in a boxing ring, I think the checks for ladies are going to go up now. But I don't think that Savannah Marshall want to fight Clarissa Shields, because Clarissa Shields showed up at the fights when Katie Taylor defeated Amanda Serrano, and Savannah Marshall wasn't there. So now she's saying, oh, she wasn't there, you know? So Clarissa, she want that payday and deserve it. And at the same time, she want revenge because Savannah Marshall beat her in the amateurs. Now, you can't compare amateur boxing to professional boxing. So just because she lost in MMA, well, she did lose MMA too, but just because she lost in an amateur boxing match don't mean that she's going to lose in a professional boxing match. And the experience in professional boxing goes to Clarissa Shields. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if Canelo Alvarez retired, because a lot of these fighters do listen to their wives. Unlike me sometimes, because my wife like, little boy, retire. We need you. And I'm like, I'm going to fight one more time. Just one more time. And my fight got canceled. And to be honest with you, I ain't mad because I wanted to commentate that Canelo Alvarez Bivol fight. I was a part of history in a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Dmitry Bivol, because Dmitry Bivol shocked the world. And we still talking about it today. We still on this boy talking about it today for an hour and 18 minutes. You go to other people's channel on YouTube, they talking about Dmitry Bivol beating Canelo Alvarez today. Thousands and thousands and thousands of fans in the sport of boxing is talking about Dmitry Bivol defeating Canelo Alvarez today. That's right, today. Now, anybody disagree that Bivol got a paycheck or got an unfair decision? Because Canelo Alvarez believed that he got an unfair decision. Talk to me. Who y'all think Canelo Alvarez should fight next? And better yet, we still talking about Canelo Alvarez. Why are we not talking about Dmitry Bivol? Who should Dmitry Bivol fight next? You know, I think you should fight Canelo if you can, because ain't no money fighting nobody else in the light heavyweight division. What name can compare to Canelo Alvarez in the light heavyweight division? Why should he fight anybody else other than Canelo Alvarez? If he fighting a rematch, he got, I think, $3 guaranteed $1 million or $5 guaranteed $1 million plus pay-per-view. Now he can say, I want 10. And he can dig into Canelo pockets, because Canelo might not make the same amount of money, you know, because your stock go down a little bit if you're Canelo Alvarez. If you're K9 Bundes, your stock go down a lot more. Can you believe the amount of money that they offer me for my fights now compared to when I was fighting as a world champ? It's unbelievable. But Errol Spence should fight Canelo Alvarez next. And Dmitry Bivol should fight David Benavidez next. Or Triple G next. I want to see big fights. I want to see nothing but big fights. You know what I mean? I asked God, I said, God, please give me nothing but big fights. When I was on a contender, or when I lost my first fight against the True Power, and I got nothing but big fights. I was the fan favorite on the contender. So anybody that's new to this channel, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and hit the notifications. But go look at the contender. You know, you got a day off from work. You got time that you want to invest in watching some good fights, and you know you want to get up on game and things that you don't know about boxing. You know, go watch the contender. The contender was huge on YouTube. The contender is huge to this day. In the words of Deontay Wilder, to this day, the contender is huge. And this Thursday, I'm gonna try to do the contender reunion. Shout out to my boy Freddie Carriel. You know, shout out to Andre Eason, Michael Clark, you know, everybody. You know, rest in peace to the young man that died on the contender, man, you know, in season 1 and season 2. Canelo wasn't robbed, but Triple G was against him, and he didn't show any compassion. That's another fight I wouldn't mind seeing Canelo fight next. I wouldn't mind seeing Canelo fight Triple G next. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to see Triple G fight Canelo next. Because I think if Canelo fight Triple G, I think Triple G gonna get stopped. And I will be yelling, stop it! Because Triple G ain't the same, man. He's past his prime. Gino said that, and he funny, that he said, hold on. He said, Bud gonna put a whooping on Spence. And listen, ain't nothing wrong with agreeing to disagree, but I disagree with you, champ. I'm rolling with Errol Spence. Big time. Big time. Yes, rest in peace too. That's right, the Kevin Saunders. Absolutely. Nobody wants to see nobody leave. And man, unfortunately, but fortunately, because the only way you're gonna get to see God, you got to get to heaven. So unfortunately, because of the family that's grieving, but fortunately, we get a chance to go see God. Yes, fortunately, we got to go see him. You know what I mean? And when Jesus left up out this body and went back to where he was at, boy, oh boy, happy I know he was. Yes, indeed. Canelo is not pound for pound no more. Smith, he just lost. How can he be pound for pound? He just lost. It's over. And one of my favorite words in the sport of boxing is over. Stop it. Stop it. Jay Wiggs, what's happening, bro? Man, we in this boy. We live in this boy. We up, all the way up. Like that one song, Hook is all the way up. We all the way up in this boy. Canelo punching power didn't get exposed. It's just that he was in there with somebody that could take it. You know what I mean? When you're in there with somebody that's bigger than you, you definitely can take it. You feel me? You're going to be able to take it. You feel me? And Bivol was able to take it. Take it. Stop it. Yeah, stop it. I was happy for Bivol, man. I'm telling you. Because you're a good fighter. And when you're a good fighter, you good, Roddy? Yeah. I'll be at you in a minute, boy. We doing good on this boy right here. My people's tapping in today. They like, man, K9, talk to me. They like, K9, talk to me. Who would you like to see Sugar Hill work with if Fury stays retired? Maybe my son. I wouldn't mind Sugar Hill working with my son. I was Sugar Hill first world champion too. So y'all remember that, in case y'all don't know. Yeah, I was the first world champ Sugar Hill had. So, you know, you can, to a certain extent, I ain't trying to be greedy, but you can thank me for the success that Sugar Hill is having with Tyson Fury And you can thank me for the success Tyson Fury is having with Sugar Hill. Talk to me. Yours truly. The first person Tyson Fury sparred with when he came to Crunk Gym in Detroit was yours truly. That's right. I sparred the Giant. That's right. David versus Goliath. I had to chop the Giant down. I got to find a video. Hopefully somebody actually recorded that. The sparring session with me and Tyson Fury. Y'all ain't know I sparred Tyson Fury, huh? Y'all didn't even know that, did y'all? Wow. Got me saying, wow. Yeah, I sparred Tyson Fury. Yep. And was I nervous? You tell me. The man 6'9". And you know, he ain't boosted in height. You know how sometimes, in the NBA, they give these guys, extra inches because it makes them look good when the basketball players are taller. They want the league to be tall and big, so they give these guys, extra inches and feet on how tall they are. Tyson Fury is definitely 6'9". You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I can't remember how the sparring session went. I know he wasn't really trying to hurt me or nothing, but I can't remember if I was able to jump up to hit him. Did I have to jump up to hit him? I can't remember if he actually just playfully got down on his knees and sparred with me to make it kind of even. I don't know, but I definitely tell you, it was fun. And I'm able to say it, man. I sparred Tyson Fury. Whoever knew he was gonna become world champ. I don't know if that fight gonna end on knockout between Gervonta Davis and Rolly. Rolly on my wrist, not today. I don't know. That's right, Joy. You're right. He still didn't lose his fans. So at the end of the day, he won. And he made millions. So how do you lose when you make millions of dollars? I got a bankroll when I fought Charlo. People talking about you lost. No, I'm still winning. I got a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger change. Cheddar. Yep. Hey, listen. That's a good point right there. Canelo Alvarez underestimated Bivol. 100%. He underestimated him. Yeah, because if he knew he was going to lose and the man wasn't scared of him and the man had them kind of skills against him, if he could see the future, he would have said, you know what? We're going to fight Triple G next. Or maybe he probably would have took the deal that PBC had on the table for him. And it might have been a better deal. You know me, it would have been, I think it would have been better chances in fights against Charlo and David Benavidez. The fans would have probably tuned in. They would have made more money on pay-per-view if he'd have went the PBC route. But I think he felt that the easier route was if he fought on Matchroom or on the Zone and fight an older, fading Triple G and are not proven, David Benavidez or Dmitry Bivol. Teach! What's up, Teach? Giving my boys and my homies, my dogs, and all the ladies that love boxing a chance to actually get on here. Talk to me, Joey. Teach, what's up, champ? Do you have confidence in the judges that will judge the Kambosos-Haney fight? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. It's the A side always got a better chance if it goes to the decision. Always the A side got a better chance because the judges, the referee, the fans, everybody know who the A side is. So going into any fight, the A side got a better chance if it goes to a decision. But at the same time, it depends on who the judges are. It depends on who the judges are. You know what I mean? And it's just a lot of stuff that goes into that. Yes, I used to train at the original Crunk Gym, not the new Crunk Gym. You know what I mean? The original Crunk Gym. And I put in a lot of work. And I actually ran the original Crunk Gym before it closed. I sparred more fighters at the original Crunk Gym when it was up and running. I dropped more fighters in the original Crunk Gym. The original Crunk Gym was my gym after Tommy Hearns. When he got older, I was Crunk. Emmanuel Stewart would have fighters that would come from out of town, and their first person they would spar with to be able to prove themselves Whether Emmanuel Stewart would work with him or not, if they wasn't known and he didn't know too much about him, they had to spar me. The first person Andy Lee sparred with at the original Crunk Gym was yours truly, Cornelius K9 Bundles. That's right. Hashtag champ talk. Hashtag dogs of us. Tyson Fury sparred. The first person he sparred was me. That's right. Yours truly, Cornelius K9 Bundles. Yours truly. The first person Adonis Stevenson sparred, Cornelius K9 Bundles. Yours truly. And the list goes on and on and on and on. I done sparred so many world champs and held my own against all of them. No world champ has ever got in the ring with me and said, or can say, man, I used to whoop that trick. You know, nobody has ever been able to say that and will never be able to say that. Champ talk. Let's go, champ. Jabs Gym. Holla at me. I'm at Jabs Gym. If you in Michigan and you want to get trained by one of the best, holla at me. We at Jabs Gym. Yeah, I'm from Michigan. I was at the original Crunk Gym. And I ain't just said it. All you got to do is go on my YouTube channel and go look at some of the videos. Go look at the sparring session that I had with Tommy Hearns. Go look at the sparring session I had with Oba Carr at the original Crunk Gym. Go look at the sparring session I had with Hector Camacho. Rest in peace to Hector Camacho. Yeah, I put my work in. I paid my dues. I deserve to have a YouTube channel if that's what it's all about nowadays and to have 1 million subscribers because I'm the oldest world champion in junior middleweight history. Let me rewind that. I'm the oldest world champion in junior middleweight history. I paid my dues. Now, should I be in the history books? Well, Rocky in the history books. Sylvester Stallone ain't never threw a real punch. And I know he did a whole lot for the sport of boxing, but he in the Hall of Fame. So when you done paid your dues and brought millions of people to the sport of boxing like Sylvester Stallone did, like Cornelius K9 Bundles did, I'm huge in UK, in Germany. You know what I mean? I got a fan base in Ireland, you know, in Italy. You know, people that's on here on my live, they know me from the Contender. They support me, and they from Italy. You know, I'm from Italy and this boy, UK and this boy. So we big all over. And all respect to God who made it possible. Because without him, I wouldn't have became world champ. My very first time fighting on a big undercard or getting on the airplane for the first time is when I fought on the Tyson versus Lennox Lewis undercard. It was my very first time ever getting on the airplane, but I knew I had to do it, even though I was scared to death. Chances make champions. And I took a chance. I prayed to God that the airplane didn't crash, and man, we made it to this day. And I started becoming unfearful of airplanes, and I started fighting everywhere. I fought in Germany, where I had to get on an airplane. I fought in the United Kingdom, where I had to get on an airplane. And I didn't fear airplanes anymore. I knew I had to do what I had to do to become successful. Ain't nothing just coming to you. The money ain't gonna just drop out the air and just say, hey man, let's be friends. You gotta go get it. And for me to become successful, I had to leave my comfort zone to become successful. And I did it. Yes, I did it. Oh man, it was listen, I talk about it to this day. It was fun. It was a good experience, and I'm happy I did it because I could talk about it. I could say it. I could say I sparred the champ of the world, Tyson Fury. Absolutely. Oh man, yeah. Heaven, hey, listen, I think that I like Devin Haney, but I think that Devin Haney might be biting off a little more than he can chew. Teofimo Lopez thought that Cambosos was gonna be easy pickings, and see what happened to him. You can't underestimate a fighter because at the end of the day, you got to remember we got hands. I got hands, you got hands, and anybody can get it. Africans, Dominicans, Republicans, Russians, anybody can get it, man. At any given Friday, Saturday, Thursday, whatever day you fight, anybody can be beat. Anybody. I don't know if Shakur Stevenson will be able to beat Tank Davis. I would love to see that fight. If that fight could take place this year, because, man, why wait? You know what I mean? Hey, listen, only thing I'm waiting on, or any person I'm waiting on, is Jesus. I don't want to wait for big fights. Let them happen now. Let the beatings begin at K9 Boxing. Let's go, champ. Why wait? Emmanuel Stewart was my manager, but I did work with Emmanuel Stewart. He did train me here and there. But my main trainer was Tyson Fury's trainer, Sugar Hill. But Emmanuel Stewart did train me here and there. You know, he even came and got me a few times and said, let's go work. Let's get this party started. And if Emmanuel Stewart was still alive, I'd probably still be current world champ because he knew how to pick and choose and he knew how to run training camps. I learned a lot from Emmanuel Stewart. Yes, indeed. Thumbs up, hit the like button. Y'all hear what my man said. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. 50, you and this boy, you here. Boy, you like the police in Detroit. You're here. You made it late, but you're here. That's all that matters. I am 49 years old. Yeah, all you gotta do is go to Wikipedia, and it'll tell you everything. But I look like I'm 26. Yep, I walk around 170 something. Yep, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. What's up, Joey? Hey, Cabosis, man, he got a lot of experience from sparring Manny Pacquiao. Yes, indeed. A lot of experience from sparring Pacquiao. Yep. We on YouTube, y'all. K9 Boxing. Big music. What's up, though? Music to my ears. It was music to my ears to see the upset of the year. And do y'all think it was an upset, or do y'all just feel like that Bivol was supposed to win when he beat Canelo Alvarez? Y'all feel like it was an upset, or were y'all just upset because some of y'all bet on Canelo? On my YouTube channel right here, on this YouTube channel, y'all had Canelo winning. 89% had Canelo winning. 11% had, had Dmitry Bivol winning. So a lot of people was mad. Now, out of all the people, that had Freddie, what's up, Freddie? My dog had Canelo winning. Did y'all bet? Because if y'all bet, boy, y'all lost twice. Y'all lost because he lost, and y'all lost because y'all betted on him. Well, my dog Fred on this boy, y'all. This Thursday we going live. If Fred is available, we going live. The Contender reunion. My dog Fred's and them was on the Contender, was my homie, and had knockout of the year when we fought United Kingdom versus the UK fighters. Yeah, he had a knockout out of this world, boy. It was, boy, Fred, my dog. That's my man's in them. Teach, you ain't picked Bivol. You want to get on a bandwagon now. A lot of guys want to get on a bandwagon talking about some. I was rolling with Bivol. You wasn't rolling with no Bivol, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to call you Fred, too. I'm going to call you, man, when we get off the live. Stop it. After I get Daddy them buckets. Real talk. Real talk. What I just posted on the screen. Real talk. WS. I don't know. I know I'm one of them for sure. Sugar Hill, one of them. Who else? We got a couple. We got a few. The Garcia, the Diaz brothers. Errol Spence trainer, Derek. I think it's Derek James. Jamal Charlo trainer. And that's my man's in them. Freddie, what's up, boy? I wish SB was around here. I'll go ahead and send a link. You can go on this boy now. SB! Oh, you got receipts on other channel. You going to other channels, man, you got to stay loyal. That's what's wrong with a lot of these fighters, man. They not loyal. You got to stay loyal. You got to stay loyal. But if you feel like, hey, I ain't mad at you. You feel like you can get better somewhere else, then do what you do. But if I start you off from the ground up, that's like my son. If he was to go somewhere else, I'd be like, wow. Not only am I your first trainer, I'm your dad. Stay loyal. Wow. Now, would Canelo fire his trainer and get a new trainer? Will he? That would be surprising because he sure did leave Oscar De La Hoya, didn't he? Now, did he leave him because of the money? Did he leave him because of, him and Oscar De La Hoya didn't get along? Or he wanted to be his own man and he felt like he can do what he want to do, or he can promote fights without Oscar? Who knows? I knock Kanye West out. Well, listen, it'd be over with. It wouldn't go one round. If it went one round, I'd get him to fight. It wouldn't last one round. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he probably is with Eddie for life, but somebody got to take that L other than Canelo. Because when you lose, so your team lose. Everybody lost. Oh, you just subbed? Okay. I hope you hit the notifications too, boy, because that's probably how you know I'm on here. For sure. Yes, indeed. You gotta have your cousin sub too. Because we gotta grow this channel, man. This channel should definitely be at 30,000 by now. But to be honest with you, I haven't been on here enough. And that's why I decided to go on here back to back. Last night we had 6,000 views, over 6,000 views. And I'm looking at least do 4,000 views now or more. You know what I mean? But yes, we definitely got it. And I'm gonna go on here more because it's time to show up and show out. Because one thing I believe in myself that when I touch something or I'm focused on something, I can make it be the best of the best. When I got in the ring and I started boxing, I said I'm gonna be world champ, and I won 2 world titles. And and I did it the hard way. I didn't have no promoter that got behind me because I didn't win national championships. I never won a nationals. I only had 10 amateur fights. Let me rewind that. I only had 10 amateur fights and still won 2 world titles. So I would be called what you call an overachiever. I did it though, because with God, all things are possible. I still remember being in the ring with Corey Spence, and I'm asking God, like, oh, when is it gonna happen? I know I'm supposed to be here. And all I heard in my voice and in my spirit was, keep working. And I kept working, and right away, right after that, I'm about to say and still, because I beat him in a rematch too. Cornelius, K9 Bundridge. That's right, champ. Hey, you ain't lying, man. Listen, they double charged me too, man. Listen, the zone double charged a lot of people. And we got to do something about that. You ain't about to double charge me. Yeah, they don't know what they doing, man. They must have lost a lot of money. When Canelo lost, so did the zone. Because the zone double charged Gino, they double charged me, and we got to ask for our money. Yeah, we ain't about to fall for all that. Yep, that's right. Ronnie Shields, absolutely. That's right. Floyd Mayweather Sr., I actually talked to him a couple of weeks, a month ago. I got to call him and see how he's doing. I stay in touch with Floyd Mayweather Sr. to this day. Yeah, but he ain't a trainer no more, so we can't put him up there as one of the best trainers out here today. But everybody else on this boy, and you got to put me out here too. You know what I mean? Just because you ain't been seeing me in the paint. I got that work, man. I got that work, man. I got them hands, man. You hear me? I'm good with these hands. In the ring and out the ring and back in the ring again. Yes, indeed. Rest in peace to Uncle Roger. Yeah, for sure. Rest in peace to anybody that lost their life. You feel me? And anybody that's grieving. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? And one thing about me, I've had it, I got it, and I'm gonna continue to have it. In the ring, out the ring, and I still think I can make history. I can win another world title if I actually just concentrated and focused on boxing. But it's not gonna happen because it's hard to focus on a YouTube channel, training people, being a boxer, being a husband, being a father. That's too much. In boxing, you can't play boxing. You can't be trying to do everything. And unfortunately, that's what happened to Adrian Brunner. Trying to rap, trying to, support the hood, you know what I mean, and whatever else he was doing, because he definitely was doing a whole lot of things, what I mean, in the club, drinking, whatever he was doing, it was just too much. You can't do everything. Only person can do everything and still be on point is God himself. For shizzle. Oh, just giving it up. Canelo lost. There's no normal victory here. Yep. Ace, what up, Ace King? Appreciate you. Champ Talk. Yes, indeed. Champ Talk live on this boy. And yes, we are covering the fight this weekend. So y'all definitely make sure y'all tap in. Charlo versus Castano this weekend at K9 Boxing. And it's gonna be interesting. And I'm gonna call it fair. I don't care because I'm the same color as Jamel Charlo. If he get that butt handed to him, he gonna get that butt handed to him. And I'm gonna call it exactly as I see it, because with me, ain't no such thing as it's all about color. And I'm black, and black is black, and we all should stick together, and Black Lives Matter, and everybody life matter. You hear me? And you know what I mean? Everybody, even animals. You know what I mean? So treat fair. Treat people fair, and you will be treated fair. Hopefully, anyway. You feel me? Champ Talk Live. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Appreciate Champ Talk. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Champ Talk Live. You hear me? We all we got. We are all we got. Won a fight. Yes, he did. You ain't lying. Gino for shizzle. Yeah, you ain't lying. And y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Father and Son Boxing and Father Son Fitness Team K9 in the building. We on YouTube. We on Instagram at K9 Boxing. To find, let's go, champ. What champ are you talking about? You talking about Champ Talk? Or you talking about K9 Boxing? But yeah, y'all go support Champ Talk Live. Because yeah, I'm going to be supporting Champ Talk Live. Because Champ Talk is live right now. That's right now. So what's next for Canelo Alvarez? Do he fight Triple G? Do he fight in exhibitions? Do he fight Jake Paul? Do he fight Dmitry Bivol? Do we leave the zone and go and sign with PBC? He has a lot of options, a lot of possibilities, a lot of things that Canelo Alvarez can do. Don't forget, he got red hair. Same color as my hat and my sweater. He can do whatever you want to do. He the cash cow. Pound for pound, he making the most money in the sports right now. Just think about it, man. $35 million in one night, and he ain't have a black eye. He ain't have a busted nose. So win, lose, or draw, we can say what we want to say. He won last night or 2 days ago. He ain't get a black eye. He ain't go to the hospital, none of that. He went from the ring to the bank. It don't get no better than that. From the ring to the bank. You can't tell me that ain't a great feeling. You know what I mean? That boy did his thing. For sure. Canelo and his team was humble. He not fighting the rematch at all. Champ Talk, tell him again. Canelo is not fighting the rematch. He is not getting the ring. Y'all heard it from Champ Talk. Like I say, go subscribe to Champ Talk Live, because Champ Talk Live is real talk. For real. Oh, tough. I told y'all we up in this boy. That's right. Y'all subscribe to Champ Talk Live right now. Not later, right now. My man Tafan said we up in this boy at 7 a.m. You feel me? Right now in Australia, supporting Team K9. Y'all definitely support Tafan. We got to get that boy a wrench, because he up in that boy at 7 a.m. in the morning talking that boxing talk. You hear me? Gino, what's happening? Kobe, is this Kobe cousin? Kobe, what's up? Kobe, what's happening? Hey, man, listen. Hey, if Canelo fight anybody other than Errol Spence, I wouldn't care if he fought Triple G next. If Canelo fought Triple G or Bivol on the same day that Terrence Crawford fought Errol Spence, I'm watching Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. You hear me? You hear me? For sure. Now, the crazy part about it is Canelo versus Triple G or Canelo versus Dmitry Bivol might get more views, because we're talking about a whole different country. And America don't support America like UFC for support UFC, or other countries support other countries. And I'm just being real with you. For real. Absolutely. Yeah, I got you. SB in the building, y'all. Let's go, champ. Canelo might want to stay away from Charlo, because he got the same recipe as Bivol, technical boxer. He a good boxer, but I don't think he a better boxer than Bivol. And you got to remember, Charlo ain't fought past 160, even though he walk around bigger. Canelo would be the bigger and favorite fighter going into that fight. So, yeah, Charlo ain't as big, and he hasn't fought as big. He might be kind of as big, or can get as big, as Bivol, but he ain't been hit by somebody as big as Bivol or in the bigger weight classes. So yeah, I might have to agree to disagree. And Bivol is a great boxer, man. Listen, he showed that size matters and skills pay the bills. And he showed in that fight against Canelo, he showed to be the better boxer, the bigger fighter, and he showed more heart. I mean, who had more heart in that fight? Canelo had a lot of heart in going into that fight, but we done saw him go up in weight before. But Bivol did not run from Canelo like his previous opponents. Daniel Jacobs gave Canelo too much respect. Other fighter that didn't give Canelo respect, and I believe beat Canelo the first fight, was Triple G. And he didn't show Canelo no respect. Like, I'm the bigger dude. And Dmitry Bivol showed Canelo that he was the bigger dude. And in doing that, showing that he ain't scared of a guy bigger than him, he did good. And he won the fight. And the referee did a great job. And the judges got it right. Absolutely. So y'all got to give credit what credit is due. You got to give credit to both guys. I'm giving credit to Canelo for taking chances because other fighters his size ain't taking them same kind of chances. I'm not even taking them kind of chances in my prime to go fight at 160, the top guy, champion. I'm not going to 168. I'm not going to 175 in my best days because I'm the same height as Canelo, but I'm not doing it because I'm just giving up too much advantages. And they hit a little different when you're bigger. And I'm just being real with you. Absolutely. And don't just talk about some y'all right. I'm right, champ. I'm right. I am right, champ. Absolutely. He might walk around more than that. He might walk around more than that. Charlo got power too, but we all got power. You know what I mean? But the power ain't the same when you go up in weight. That the punches that Canelo was hitting Bivol with did not affect Bivol. He was taking it like it wasn't nothing, like easy work. He was basically, he took them shots. Them shots didn't affect him at all. That's one reason why he wasn't scared. When you scared, it hurt more. Oh, you worried. You making them faces. You go before it even hits you. You like, so it's gonna hurt more. And that man wasn't scared at all. He was taking it. He took it and shook it. I don't agree. It's a 70-30 fight in favor of Canelo, I believe, against Charlo. Now, when they were both at 154, I believe it was a 50-50 fight because Canelo didn't have the experience he got. But now, Canelo's used to getting hit by bigger guys. That's the reason why I think that one of the reasons why I think he actually going to destroy Triple G if they fight, because he's a lot bigger and he's been hit by bigger guys. It's bigger and stronger than Canelo, than Triple G. Hey, Kobe, it's just your opinion. I agree you would have beat him. I don't know about murder. You know what I mean? You gotta think. You gotta remember one thing about the fighters today. Are they more athletic? So they athleticism could help them against fighters that were better or that were stronger in the 80s and late 80s and 90s. They were a lot stronger, physically stronger, but it's more technology in today's world where fighters can benefit in today's world. Then you got social media where you can be able to see how a person is training and all kind of stuff. Then a lot of more drugs are being taken behind closed doors. So it's just a lot of things you can get away with today that you couldn't get away with, yesterday. I'm talking about in the 80s and 90s, 70s, 60s, or whatever. Absolutely. Canelo will stop, in my eyes, to show, stop Triple G. Triple G's best days are going behind him. And the one chance I would give Triple G is if he moved up in weight and he fought like the old Triple G. Power. Go get him. And I agree with my man Gino. Prime Roy Jones, the best fighter ever. But I wouldn't go against myself, for sure. Shout out to my dog, Mr. Edison, who told me one time, "You're the best fighter I ever saw." If y'all saw me in the amateurs, and I'm not trying to just be, selfish, and you know what I mean, arrogant, you know what I mean, unhumble. But I was a beast in the amateurs, boy. I was knocking guys out in 10 seconds. Shout out to Billy Summers, who God used to discover me, came and rolled up on me like, hey, who you think you could beat right now if you was to fight right now? I said, I knocked Mike Tyson out. I was a little arrogant. I didn't know how hard boxing was. And I was beating guys up. I had, man, so many wins on the streets, and when I fought on the streets, I never lost. So when you ain't never lost, you don't think you can be beaten. And that's the same thing with Dmitry Bivol. He ain't never lost. So you can't just discredit for him and just say that you know, he's gonna lose to Canelo because Canelo has been going up and beating people. And you would think that Canelo would have a lot of advantages because Canelo had over 50-some pro fights. And to think about it, you gotta give credit to Dmitry Bivol too, in that he only had 19 fights going into that fight. Even though he had a lot of amateur fights, he was only 19-0. Canelo had more knockouts than Dmitry Bivol had fights. So come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. How long? Not long, little K9. Not long at all. We've been on this boy for an hour and 56 minutes. And I appreciate, too, for the super chats and the cash apps. I see somebody just cashed at me. You could cash app $ K9 Boxing. I wouldn't care if it's 2 pennies. It's going to the channel. And the G-Man was a beast. Yes, he was. And sad that G-Man, that's right, Jerry McCullough is blind today. And, man, if y'all can write him, I'm quite sure his family would appreciate it. You know what I mean? If y'all can, you know, send him some money, I'm quite sure his family would appreciate it, for sure. And, yes, I think if Canelo fight Bivol again, it's a death wish. Anything can happen. That man a dog. And that man confidence is going to be sky high because he just beat him. And no, I'm not talking about Edison Miranda. Edison Miranda could punch too, but man, Triple G had a knockout ratio out of this world, man. Him and Deontay Wilder today are the hardest hitters in the sport of boxing. And better give him credit too. But in the day, I don't think nobody hit harder than G-Man, Gerald McCullough, especially to the body. He hit you to that body, it was over with. Yeah, that's sad, man. That's why I can't understand why and what was Dana White thinking when he said that fighters are overpaid. Boxers are overpaid. No boxer is overpaid in my eyes. You know, because they put their life on the line. And Floyd made $400 million, and I still don't think he overpaid. He negotiated $400. He know what he was worth. He was able to get them to go in their pockets and get him $400 million. And listen, you got to applaud him for that. That's called good matchmaking. That's called good negotiating. That's called good business. And, you know, he did that with his team. So you got to hire a good team. And you get a good team behind you, and you're going to be able to do big things. Yeah, that would have been fire if Ward would have fought Canelo. I don't think Canelo would have moved up in weight if Ward was still boxing. Yeah, Ward was the beast and retired undefeated. And there was a lot in the game. Richard, yep. Richard, hey, listen, Richard Crawlin on Colin, that was another bad story. That's bad. You can go on for days on how many bad stories, you know, it's been in the boxing world. You know, you got to think about Mildred Taylor. He ain't the same. Terry Norris, he ain't the same. Ober Carr, he ain't the same. Gerald McCullough, he ain't the same. Richard Colin, he ain't the same. Miguel Cotto, because you know, Antonio Margarita wore plasters. He ain't the same. I mean, we could go on and go on and go on. Jermaine Taylor, he ain't the same. Go look at the video I did about Jermaine Taylor. Man, he ain't the same. So it's a lot of fighters who ain't the same, bro. Man, it's a lot of fighters that ain't the same, bro. It's a lot of fighters that ain't the same, man. Y'all definitely make sure y'all tap in, man. 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time, or maybe 9 o'clock Eastern time. We go on this boy again tonight, live. And y'all make sure y'all tap in tomorrow. We on a dog pound. Special guests. Some of my homies. Special guests. It's a secret. Don't tell nobody. Y'all tap in tomorrow too. And y'all tap in later on. Yeah, hey, Jermaine Taylor might have CTE. You ain't lying. So you gotta shout out, and you gotta give credit where credit is due for guys that retired just in time or before they took too many punches, like Floyd Mayweather. Smart man, still boxing, fighting who he want to fight in exhibitions and making a boatload of money. Come on, somebody, man. These guys, some guys are smart. They know when enough is enough. Pray for me that I'm smart enough to know when to stop. Because I'm 49 years old and still actively fighting. Was supposed to fight 2 days ago. So with the right opponent, in the right fight, because I know who I am and what I got left and what kind of shape I'm in and who I should be getting in there with. We ain't taking crazy chances. We get in there with the right opponent. And like I say, I fought a guy 4-25 who was trying to beat me. So you just never know who is the right opponent, who the wrong opponent. Anybody can get it. I'm telling you. Anybody can lose. God had no respect to persons. And Berlanga, yes, he is a good fighter. Strong guy. Strong. And he's just getting better. And the welterweight division is one of the best divisions in boxing. And listen, that one guy they call Boots, and I think it's Ortiz. Listen, they're the future of the welterweight division. But the best division in boxing, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, is the junior weight division. And I'm gonna do a video called Hot Potato because the belt has went from hand to hand, from waist to waist. And the best fight the best. Everybody done fought everybody. Everybody done fought everybody. Just think about it. And a fight that I didn't want to see, that shouldn't have happened, and shame on whoever put that fight together, was Lubin. When Lubin fought against Fandora, that was a bad fight. You know what I mean? A real bad fight. Conor Big, another good fighter. You know what I mean? But the best don't fight the best. You know, a lot of fighters are opportunists, managers, trainers. Because think about it, they get in there when you over the hill most of the time. Bernard Hopkins has the record for the oldest world champ in boxing history. Is Berlanga overrated? Champ Talk want to know. I don't know. I really don't follow him that much because he ain't did nothing yet. You know what I mean? But until we do something and fight somebody, then we'll know. And no, I don't know who AB is fighting. Do y'all know who AB is fighting? Hopefully it's somebody he can get a knockout with, because for him to actually get back in the limelight, he need to knock somebody out. And there you go. That's when you go with the right matchmaking. The right matchmakers, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, too, though, I think a lot of people don't like AB. And I think, you know, because he do what he want to do, and you know what I'm saying, sometimes he let it out a little bit more. Feel me? I think that he be getting set up. And definitely Floyd don't like nobody trying to be like him, or nobody that's as close to him as Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant was close to Michael Jordan. I'm not saying that AB was as close to Floyd Mayweather as Kobe Bryant was to Michael Jordan, but there was definitely some comparisons. And if he could have continued to win and stay focused, he could have. Hey, listen, he could have made a boatload of money. Not saying he ain't make a boatload of money. He could have did some big things, for real, for real. And maybe he has already done that, though. Split, you feel me? Maybe he split from doing all that crazy stuff. His focus now. You know what I mean? Sometimes it take a little time when you're young or when you're rich to get your head right. You know what I mean? And maybe, you know, it's time now. Or maybe he got it together now. So we about to find out. Hey, you just never know. We'll find out. For real. I didn't see how drunk the AB was. You know what I mean? I wasn't, you know. And the crazy part about it though is that us as fans too, we pay attention to everything. So how you gonna be a champ one day, the next day you drunk? I know the Charlo brothers was drunk at the fights too, and when Ugas fought against Errol Spence, and at that time I think Jamel Charlo only had a few weeks left before his fight with with Castano. So a lot of people are gonna be saying if he lose, he was drunk before the fight or a couple of weeks before the fight. So one thing you can't do if you want to box and be successful is you can't play boxing. You know, playing boxing is drinking, smoking, having sex right before the fight. You got to keep your head on. You got to keep your head up. As Tupac would say. Yes, indeed. Champ talk. Hey, listen, you can tell me who you think is the top 5 prospects in boxing is right now. It's a lot of them, it's a lot of them. It's some we don't even know right now. Yeah, they are. They are. Shoot, AB too. A lot of fighters. What's the fighter name that killed somebody? The guy could fight, man. He killed somebody and facing murder charges right now. He signed with Top Rank. Somebody help me out here. Talk to me. And that's crazy right there, because when you don't care about the fans, guess what? When you fall on your face, nobody gonna be able to help you up. Or they gonna laugh at you. Like the Carrie movie. They're not gonna laugh at you. Yep, that's his name. That's the guy that went to jail for murder, man. I hope they listen. I hope he okay, man, because I don't know how you kill somebody and you're at the top, you know what I mean, and it's a woman. And hopefully he didn't do it, you know what I mean? And but if he did, he should be punished, because whether you're a boxer or not, you know what I mean? Boxers, we like a sorority, you know what I mean? We stick together at certain points in our careers, in our lives. And I just hope that, justice is served. Real talk. Grievous, what's up, though? Grievous, you all right? See, we gave you enough time to tap in. You feel me? Better late than never, champ. That's real talk. That was. And he was a good fighter. Died undefeated. Yeah, you know what? Got a good point, champ talk. I don't know. Styles make fights. And yes. For sure. If Boots fought Errol Spence or Crawford, anything can happen. Because one thing I think the chances that Boots would have is Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford wouldn't get up for him like they would get up for each other, because they would feel like they're going backwards. Like they had to pay dues to get to where they at. So why isn't Boots paying dues to get to where he at? He just being talked about this next great guy, but ain't fought nobody. So, you got to fight somebody. You got to pay your dues. And that's why Keith Thurman didn't want to fight Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, because at the time he was the man, and Crawford and Spence hadn't paid their dues. But now the shoe's on the other foot. Now he's on the outside looking in. Now he's begging to fight Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. So you reap what you sow at K9 Boxing. And that's terrible. That's terrible. Wikipedia split. I think it's never be another Floyd Mayweather. It's like it'll never be another Muhammad Ali. It's like it'll never be another Mike Tyson. We can compare fighters to fighters, but it'll always be, you are who you are. I am who I am. And that's just that. You know what I mean? But hey, Shakur, hey, you can say some similarities there, because he definitely was boring his last fight. And Floyd has been in a lot of boring fights. So it depends on what you're talking about when you say that. Now, that fight should happen right now. Just like they forced Lubin to fight Fundora, they should force Boots to fight Ortiz, because they both young enough to be able to bounce back from that. But they go try to wait and build that fight up so that fight could become the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight today, or the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight today. So they're gonna wait and wait and wait. And that's one thing we hate about boxing. That's why if the fans got behind boxing and supported a fighter, even if he lost, then guess what? Then you will see the best fight the best at all times, possibly. But if you lose a fight, your stock go down tremendously in boxing versus UFC. So that's the reason why the best don't fight the best, because promoters don't want to put their cash cow in the ring with another cash cow, and the fact that if he lose, then they won't be able to sell him to the networks, because networks are not going to pay the same what they was paying you before. because their stock done went tremendously down and the fans don't support like that. First thing they say, my man ain't never lost. He undefeated. And guess what? That's big in the sport of boxing. And Lil K now will be fighting this weekend. And unfortunately, I might not be able to be there. But that's life. You know, we got to do what we got to do. And I won't be able to be there all the time. You know, he got to man up. Real talk. Yeah. Yeah, we all unbelievable. Yeah, so word on the streets is Canelo Alvarez said that he got robbed in his last fight. Tell me, did Canelo get robbed versus Dmitry Bivol? And did Dmitry Bivol barely win the fight? Because some of the judges had him barely winning. Now, one of them judges that had him barely winning, they definitely should be put in timeout. They should be suspended probably for 30 days because we got to do what we got to do to clean up the sport. Because, you know, we don't need this terrible judging, and that's judging in our career that can cost us millions of dollars. That the wrong person don't supposed to get a round. If you ain't win that round, you ain't win that round. And I don't know, you know, what it is about Canelo. Is it the red hair? Is it because of the fans he has? You know, because of what he's doing, and he's you know, making history. What is it that the judges be unfair with the judging? He clearly lost an unanimous decision to Floyd Mayweather, but some judge had him beating Floyd. So I listen, he got the judges taking his side, the fans taking his side. I mean, dang, come on now. What's up, James Burrell? He said, Canelo thinks if he is standing after 12, he wins. You ain't that. And you are absolutely right. And maybe because he ain't bleeding, he ain't got a bloody nose probably forever. You know what I mean? Hey, he think he winning. He got a fan base. He like, I'm winning. And anytime you got him winning a fight against Floyd, and he clearly lost, then hey, he probably got a right to feel like he winning every time he in that ring. And to a certain extent, he is always winning. He ain't getting $5 million a fight. He ain't getting $10 million a fight. He ain't getting $20 million a fight. That man is breaking the bank, setting records. $35 million in a fight? Wow. We ain't talking about 15 rounds like back in the days. They got way far less and was going longer rounds. This man won a 12-round fight and made $35 million. Wow. That's unbelievable. That's why I love boxing, man. Finally, fighters are getting paid what they're supposed to get paid. And how can you knock that? You cannot knock that. I'm not knocking that. You hear me? I'm knocking at the door. If you don't let me in, I'm kicking it down like I did when I was on a contender. But I'm not gonna settle for less. I can't. Accept your loss and just move on. Somebody should tell that to Canelo in Spanish. And they are spoiled now. Very spoiled. Very spoiled. I wish I was spoiled. I got it the hard way, for sure. Yes, and Canelo is a cash cow. And we need more cash cows. And Tyson Fury, the cash cow. He leaving so much money on the table to fight the winner between Usyk and Joshua. Appreciate you, champ. Thanks for tapping in. We in this, boy. Y'all definitely make sure y'all tap in this weekend. Y'all make sure y'all tap in later on this evening. Y'all make sure y'all tap in tomorrow on the podcast, The Dog Pound, with James King and Cornelius K9 Bundridge. And we got special guests tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm tapping back in again tonight. Maybe I think at 9 p.m. Well, y'all see alerts. That's why I want y'all to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification. So when I tap back in, y'all can tap back in with me. I wish I got paid 20 million. I didn't get nowhere near that. You know what I mean? But I got paid though. I made figures. I was able to buy this crib I'm staying in right now. Straight cash. You know what I mean? All I pay is taxes. So yeah, boxing has been good to me. Very good to me. I ain't no bum out here for sure. At all. And I did escape the hood, you know? Only thing that's bad about the hood, one of the only things that's bad about the hood is that, you know, a lot of people in the hood ain't going nowhere, don't want to go nowhere. You know, how could you still be doing what you was doing 20 years ago now? We in 2022, and I can go see a cat on the same block talking about some, man, I'm trying to re-up. You know what I mean? Okay, now let me hold something. Like, you ain't got it yet. You ain't changed yet. You know, and you got to move on. You got to adjust. Just like social media adjusted and we moving on and things are doing, you know, we got different things going on. We got to do something different. If you can't make it in one area, you got to make it in another area. And just like I was the man right there in the sport of boxing, whether you want to say it or not, I got 2 world championship belts to prove I was, and I am. I'm going to do it big right here on this YouTube channel because I know what I'm talking about. Real talk. I agree we do need better undercards, but anytime you pay him the main event $35 million, where you going to get the rest of the money at? And that's just $35 million for Canelo Alvarez. His opponent getting $3 to $5 million plus pay-per-view. You can't afford to get the co-main event and, you know, millions of dollars when you got to give all that money out to the main event. But we print money. We make money. I'm talking about literally we make the money. The government make the money. So it's enough money out there for everybody. So ain't no sense of being jealous of the next guy. And quit snitching on yourself, talking about what you did and who you done shot and all that kind of stuff. And stop it. Stop it. Stop the violence. Because you wonder why people are trying to stick you up because you showing people where you stay at and how much money you get just for likes. And it's costing you your life. So we got to stop that, bro. Stop it. You ain't going to see me on here like that. It ain't none of your business. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm comfortable in my skin, that's all that matters. And that fight ain't going to happen because Dana White is not going to let it happen. And I don't think Tyson Fury coming back. But who knows? You never know when it comes to Tyson Fury. Yeah, I fought him. It didn't go my way. But I'm all right. You hear me? I'm still smiling. Straight to the bank. God is good. All the time. You hear me? All the time. All the time. I'm going to do a breakdown on that video too, man. You know, you lose a lot of your fights before the ones that you lose them in training camp. You have a terrible training camp against a fighter that's on your level, 9 times out of 10, you in trouble, especially if he didn't have a bad training camp. So, you know, you gotta have a good training camp going into a good fight or a big fight. Because just think about it. Mike Tyson going into the fight against Buster Douglas, word on the streets is he got knocked down. So that wasn't good to go into a big fight. You know, confidence ain't the same. Or you having sex or you ain't focused. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose. And that's just real spit. Y'all make sure y'all tap in later on this week, later on tonight, tomorrow. We on this boy every day from now on out. Oh, yeah, it's all good, my dog. I appreciate you if you come on YouTube. Go to YouTube and subscribe to K9 Boxing. Go to K, number 9, and Boxing. Subscribe and hit the notifications. And like the video, too. Because y'all don't know how important it is to like the video. When you like the video, you know, your video go up on top of the list when you people searching Canelo versus Bivol. Or Canelo feel like he got robbed by Bivol. You know, that's the first thing that pop up when you got more likes on your video. It's a reason for likes. Anybody can have a bad day. I done had plenty of them. But one thing about it, I'm going to move on. You know what I mean? I'm going to figure out the way to make it happen and be happy. So what's next for Dmitry, y'all? What y'all think he going to do? He gonna run for president in Russia? Because he definitely the man. They definitely gonna have to give him a parade. Yeah, I agree. I think that's gonna happen. Yep. And what's next for Tank? Is Tank gonna sign with PBC? Is Tank gonna sign with the Zone, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn? It's a lot of possibilities. Where is Terrence Crawford going next? Where he gonna go next? Who he gonna sign with next? I need to do that video next. Who Spence gonna sign with? You know what I mean? When his contract is up. I know he ain't in a lifetime contract. He been with PBC since day one. Who is Canelo gonna sign with? Is Canelo gonna renege and reach back out to PBC? Because he might feel like he was robbed. Because he feel like he was robbed. So in feeling like that you was robbed, he might feel like he didn't get a fair shake. Even though that's ludicrous. And he might go sign with PBC. We might see Canelo next fight on Showtime. Who knows? Against Jamal Charlo. Because even though Jamal Charlo will fight at 154, he is being called out by the smaller Terrence Crawford. So there's so many possibilities. When you 154 or 147, you can go fight 54. When you 154, you can go fight 168, 175 like Canelo Alvarez did. So it's so many possibilities. I wouldn't be surprised. Just look at what Manny Pacquiao was able to do. Manny Pacquiao moved up from 106 and fought at 154. So that's a 44-pound weight difference. And he did it. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Now, I'm hoping what I'm posting saying that because I don't know Spanish. Yes, I think Tank gonna probably go to Matchroom too. That's why you gotta have a good team to make the right decision. Real talk. El Toro, you still on this, boy? I see you still here, champ. Grievous. They demanded this fight right here, man. But they demanded Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather and didn't get into they decided to fight. And that's the thing. You fight when you want to fight. When the money there, the money there. But the money ain't always gonna be there. All it takes sometimes in boxing, one loss, one L. The L don't stand for love all the time. The L can stand for lesson, or the L can stand for loss. It depends on you. Because you get what I need. For sure. Alan McCall was one of the few fighters to never be knocked down. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, but hey, he lost. Remember, he went into a depression when he fought against Lennox Lewis. He could have been like saying to himself, like, why did Emmanuel Stewart train him? And he was just training me. Hey, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Yeah, hey, when you're a world champ, you're a world champ for a reason. So he has fought somebody, you got to give credit where credit is due. He may have not fought the same competition or names that we are aware of, but he has fought a lot of people. And he's a world champ, undefeated with a great record and very underrated. And he's actually been on my live. We actually had him on the Dog Pound a few times. So Duro Ramirez, real dude. Should support that young man. He a humble guy. Not everybody humble. Some people think they're too big for their britches. And you reach out to them and they might, do you know who I am? Well, do you know who I am? You hear me? Yeah, that fight would have been bigger though, Finna, man, if Anthony Joshua would never have lost. Because they both got the countries behind them big time. They could probably sell out an arena of 100,000 or something. Man, I don't know. I don't know if Tyson Fury really retired. We'll find out soon because the WBC said they need him to let them know if he's done. Because if he's done, they want them straps. They want to defend that belt. They want somebody else to fight for the number one spot or for the belt. You feel me? Fred, you still on this, boy? Fred, my dog. I need to go get the link so we can have my boy Fred come on this, boy. Yeah, for sure. But we definitely on this boy this Thursday. We gonna blow this channel up. We about to be on this boy. They kept telling me my man's from ESN, reporting, told me you got to be on this boy all the time. Keep putting out content. And he might return better. I don't know for sure, but I think that he lost the fight, they say, because he was underweight or he had to kill himself to make weight. And maybe he'll be a better fighter when he moves up in weight. But a lot of times when you feel like you're invincible and you finally lose and you realize that you're human, you're not Superman. Even Clark Kent wasn't the same. But when he became Superman, he's a different person. So we'll find out. Only time will tell. Yeah, only time will tell. At K9 Boxing. And you can follow me at K9 Boxing on Instagram. We everywhere. We all we got. And if y'all want some of this merch, just let me know. K9 Boxing on Instagram. Or you can go to www.k9boxingfitness.com. We got all kind of merch. Oh, yeah, we up in this boy. Champ Talk. My man Fred in the building, y'all. Another celebrity in this boy. You hear me? A champ. And one thing I respect and love is when a fighter can do more than just fight. Freddie is very successful in and out the ring. He didn't even need boxing. Came back to boxing for the opportunity. He had retired, but had an opportunity to fight on a contender, just like I had an opportunity to fight on a contender, and he did well. And still good, doing good to this day. And shout out to Gary Belletto, who will actually be on a live this Thursday in the contender reunion. And y'all make sure y'all go support the contender reunion by going to go look at it so y'all can get a better understanding on who we are and what we did and what we accomplished and what we did for the sport of boxing. Because the contender did a whole lot for boxing. And rest in peace to I'm trying to figure out one man's who was had something to do with the contender. But he ain't here no more, so God knew my heart. Finna Man. That's right. Finna Man said like. Because a lot of people ain't liking the video, bro. And I understand y'all want to kick it and talk. And I'm a good dude, a nice dude, a fair dude. And I'm going to post what you say on this boy. You know what I mean? But if y'all want me to do y'all favors and interact like I'm interacting and all that good stuff, y'all got to support the channel by hitting the like button. At least subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And if you're on Facebook, make sure y'all come to YouTube. My YouTube channel is K9 Boxing. Y'all can support us. Me, SB, Team K9, my sons, my kids. You know what I mean? And just everybody on here when we interact with each other. Oh, yeah, he gave it to Ross Minner. You ain't lying. Somebody doing their homework on this boy. But Ty Watts, boy, come holler at your boy on YouTube, K9 Boxing. If Tyson fought Foreman, or Foreman's comeback in 87, what would have happened? I don't think Foreman would have made history. I think Tyson would have got him. If Muhammad Ali got Foreman, what you think Tyson would have did? And Foreman was of age. He got in there with the right person. He had a good right hand and landed a good right hand against the southpaw. And the southpaws don't take good right hands, and they are acceptable to what? Right hands. And George Foreman made history. And I'm going to do a video called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Because it ain't. That's why I'm the oldest world champion in junior middleweight history. Because age ain't nothing but a number. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. Junior middleweight division. Because the best fight the best. My favorite division in boxing is a junior middleweight division. Because the best fight the best. And Grievous, I appreciate you, boy. You saw in Ross Miller got stopped by Freddie Curios. So you doing your homework. Yeah. People got to do their homework, man, so they can be on here and they can actually know what they're talking about. Yeah. Kovalev should just sit it down because he's risking his health, man. A lot of times when it's over, it's over. Y'all better listen to Fred, because Fred know boxing. Remember, he a real boxer on here. Competed on the highest level. So when he talk, definitely should listen. You know, we had champions on this boy. Freddie a champion. We got you know, Lonnie Beasley on this boy a champion. We got some real fighters on this boy. You hear me? We done had champion of the champions that done came and supported. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. I beg to differ. I don't know who would win that one. It would just be a good fight. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Yep. That's right, Fred. It's packed right now. You hear me? Anybody can get it. Anybody. But my favorite division is 54. I think you're being biased, Fred, because you was a 147 pounder. I fought 154. I like 154. That's my division. The greatest division of boxing is a 154-pound division. Think about it. Everybody fought everybody. Tony Harrison fought. Jared Hurd fought. Julian Williams. Charlo fought Castano. I mean, everybody fought everybody in a junior middleweight division. The best division in boxing is junior middleweight division because the best fought the best. Now, it's kind of cleaned out now, and that's why we done get down to the finale, like on the contender, the finale. And in the finale we got this weekend, and I'm going to do a video on it, we got Jamel Charlo versus Castano. Real talk. Freddie Carrio. Fred was known for, that's my man's in them. I heard it locking down the intro. That's my man's in them. Yeah, that's my man's in them. Champ Talk. Where you at, Champ Talk? How long? Not long. Hey, what look K down at? What's the weather outside today? Been on this boy for 2 hours and 32 minutes. We working. Hey, SB, you know what time it is? I don't know. That'll be a good one. Let me see. Fedora versus Charlo, who wins? I don't know. But that's my man's in them. Okay. Thanks a lot. I don't know. Fedora got a good chance, man. I don't know if Charlo will take that fight because it's too much of a bigger risk and low reward. I would probably go with Charlo because he got more experience. But Fedora would be dangerous. He'll be there all night, but he don't have experience. And Charlo do have the size. He do have the size. And Fedora got the size. He's big as I don't know. He's tall as I don't know what. But he's thin. You know what I mean? He's thin. And he actually lost the fight in my eyes against the guy Tony Harrison beat. You know what I mean? But, you know, styles make fights. And once again, anybody can get it. You gotta go the other way around, girl. You can't go through this way. Sorry, I forgot. Don't forget. Some stuff you can't forget. You can't do certain things on here. Is this the real Fred Carrillo, the one for Hector Camacho? I don't know. Did Carrillo, Fred, did you fight Hector Camacho? I don't know, but just the red Freddie Carrillo, though, for sure. I don't know. You don't need it. Well, you might. It depends on how tall you are. If you need a ladder to fight him. Absolutely, Daily News 24/7. They are actually killing the game right now. And you made it just in time, boy. We and this boy. All night long. Let's go, champ. I'm trying to think I'm going to have any energy to come back on this boy later on. Because my people that's probably just getting on work like, man, K9, what time you and SB go on this boy later on? SB, we on this boy at 9 o'clock later? Oh, man, hating. The hate is real. The hate is real. We going to do what we got to do regardless, y'all. Champ Talk. Let's go, champ. Hashtag dogs us. We up in this boy. I've been in this chair for 2 hours and 34 minutes. That's right. Kicking the game. Talking that real talk. What fights do y'all want to see the most? Do y'all want to see? I already know everybody gonna say, we did a poll. Everybody gonna say Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. But do y'all want to see Tyson Fury retire or come back or stay fighting and fight Anthony Joshua? Do y'all think Anthony Joshua made terrible decisions and messed up his brand by not staying undefeated? If he would have never lost, man, a fight between him and Tyson Fury would be huge. Super huge. Haney versus Davis. That would be a great fight. I'm going with AJ if they fight. Gotta roll with AJ. Gotta roll with AJ on that one. I'm pulling for Devin Haney because Devin Haney is showing heart to go into Kambosos' hometown and country to fight him. So I'm definitely pulling for him to win, but it's going to be hard. And we done had him on our show before, too. On the Dog Pound, we had Devin Haney. So we done had a bunch of celebrities and big fighters, good fighters, from Boo Boo Andrade to Tommy Hearns to Devin Haney to Bar M, and the list goes on and on and on. Former world champions, current world champions, celebrities, UFC fighters, soon-to-be's, wannabes. Everybody that been on this boy. We done hit millions and millions of views constantly. But y'all make sure y'all support the channel too. We're going to watch some of these videos. There's other videos on here. Real great tutorial videos if you're trying to learn a little bit about how to throw the overhand right, how to throw the uppercut, how to throw the left hook, how to throw a great jab, different jabs. We get all that on my channel. All you got to do is type in, what's that you got to type in, SB? Playlist. Type in playlist, and you can go look at boxing division. You can look at teaching videos. We got a lot that you can actually be able to view and learn from on this channel right here. Andres versus Benavidez would be good. I think Andres should get as much money as he can, milk the cow as much as he can, and call it a day, and just retire undefeated. It could be probably the most avoided fighter of all time because people avoided him. One was he was too good for his own good, and another one is he was too good for his own good. And another one in the beginning is that his promoters wasn't promoting him right. That was early on, but people don't want to take chances in the sport of boxing. And that's why even though the 135 pound division is the best division in boxing, I can't say it's the best division in boxing because the best don't fight the best. Because one L can cost you your career, can cost you millions. And that's the reason why the best wasn't fighting the best. Now, Floyd was good at fighting guys that were good or had big names, but would fight them when they were past their prime. Could still make money, and look great because they in the ring with Miguel Cotto. But Miguel Cotto was not Miguel Cotto in his prime. And Floyd fought him at the right time. Manny Pacquiao the same. Canelo Alvarez was before his time. And Floyd fought him at the right time. You got a lot of opportunists out here. And that goes on from the promoters, the managers, and even the fighters are opportunists. Even Showtime, opportunists. Even HBO, opportunists. You see, they gone now. Got all they can do, all they can get. Get all them subscribers and all, that came to HBO because boxing was the biggest sport in the world at the time. But once they get all those followings and all them prescriptions, they were gone. And they ain't came back since. I think that Floyd lost that fight too. But at the end of the day, the judges saw different. So, hey, in the rematch, he shut him out. So, hey, he made up for the fight that we believe he lost by shutting him out in a rematch. Appreciate you for tapping in, Roberto. And y'all hit the like button. We should have more likes, more subscribers, hitting notifications and all that than we did yesterday. Even though we was on here yesterday, I think for 4 hours. We on here less than 4 hours today, but we should do better than we did yesterday. Because yesterday, to be honest with you, we didn't get no super chats. And today, it was different. Because we linked. You know what I mean? Champ Talk, hashtag Dogs Are Us, hashtag Team K9 in the building, and Canelo tripping. Because if he think he lost that fight, then he's letting you know what he going to do. He going to subscribe or he going to go to another network That's what he might be about to do. Because he probably feel like he was robbed, and he might think that Eddie Hearn has something to do with that. And that's what he might end up doing. Hey, y'all chill out. Y'all too loud. When I'm on live, shut it down. I need to focus and talk my talk. I never met Diego Corrales. Yeah. But never. But he was a great fighter too until he met Floyd. And may he rest in peace. You know what I mean? But yeah. Appreciate y'all. One love to all my dogs and this boy. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. Hey, Dizzle, you ready for that one-on-one, champ? Homeboy must be outside or he deaf. Most deaf. Man, I'm hungry. I've been on this boy. How long I've been on this boy? I can't believe it's been 15 years since his death. Wow, it's been a long time. Sad what happened to him. You know, sad what happened to what's my man name that got killed in Atlanta from Atlanta? Sad that happened to him too. And man, sad that happened to a lot of fighters, man. You know what I mean? Marvin Hagler, they say he died of COVID. I don't know. You know what I mean? So sad what happened to Kobe Bryant. You know, it's just, man, we can't be down here forever. So one thing you got to take that to the bank. You know what I mean? Do the best you can while you're down here. Make peace. Do right. Everybody in this boy, subscribe. Hit the like button. You know what I mean? And definitely be the best you can. Burning Forest. There you go. I know somebody was going to tell me who it was. Couldn't think of it right away. I can't do it all. I don't know it all. And sometimes it just ain't going to be right there. Gennadiy, that's another one. There you go. There you go. Yep. It wasn't no car crash that he got into. It was a motorcycle crash. Yeah. But yeah, we up in this boy, y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all. I look forward to coming back on here probably at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Y'all tap in tomorrow on a dog pound, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We going live too. You know what I mean? Thursday, the contender reunion. I'm going to have some of my dogs from the contender. Real fighters on this boy. Like always. I love the fans. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all make sure y'all share the video, like the video. You know what I mean? Stay lit. Stay true. Stay positive. Keep God first. Eat right. Stay out the way. To let it roll. Hashtag dogs are us. Team K9 in the building. Champ talk. Dogs are us. Let's go, champ. Let's go. They would say good words from K9. Appreciate you, champ. Uh-oh. God is great. You right? SB. SB. Hey, the live don't want us to stop. Well, hey, I'm about to try to end the live and it ain't went nowhere. Tell them we can't go nowhere. We can't go nowhere. James Burrell, anyone ever throw anybody? No, nobody never threw nothing at me. No, I don't play that. We don't play that. SB, you got me? Huh? Oh, Nassim Mohammed was good. He was good. Yep. He was good. You know, he wasn't as good as he thought he was, but the confidence took him far. Yeah, he was good though. Prince Nassim was good. He was a champion. Huh? You going live, SB? Oh man, let's go, champ! Ah, boy, I still got it. Boy, I'm faster than Ryan Garcia. Y'all make sure y'all do me a favor though. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notifications, and make sure y'all go watch Fast and Furious. Who the fastest fighter today? at K9 Boxing.